So it begins. We're live. Wow.
Shout out to Isaiah Cassidy.
Hey, pointing goodies to all of you Ramble Maniacs and all of you BC aliens out there. And it goes a little something like this.
I can't even. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, should of all ages, Ramblemania Show proudly brings to you this one half of the longest reigning Ramblemania Show tag team champions of the world and your longest reigning world heavyweight champion of the world, the Angel of Death 6XL. Joining me as always.
That would be moi, your other half of the longest reigning Ramblemania tag team champions of all the times, and of course, your former 14-time Ramblemania champion of all the cosmos, of all the multiverse. I know that we're not doing it tonight, but I'm still going to say it. Even the ones Zeno erased. TJ the Great.
Damn. That shit hurt my heart, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, can we just do this one and then skip to DBZ and fuck wrestling? TJ is not opposed. TJ is not
joking.
TJ is not opposed.
I'm your former 11-time Ramblemania heavyweight champion. You're then now forever Ramblemania hardcore champion. I'm Hazel the iZombie, and this is Supercard of Honor / WWE Wrestlemania 40. Full-on review here for Ramblemania WrestleMania 4 weekend that we just experienced, watching Supercard of Honor. Both nights of WrestleMania 40 could possibly be one of the best weekends that we got to enjoy. We're going to start off originally with Supercard first, since there's a lot to talk about there, and then we go right into.
We just going in order by how the shit happened. That's it.
Yeah, just by how everything happened. But overall, what your guys' thoughts about this whole weekend?
Insanity. I love the pomp and circumstance. I love all the crazy shit that happens with WrestleMania weekend. I love seeing all my friends go to all the fan stuff, and I love them going to all the media stuff. I love watching them. It was an enjoyable weekend. Overall, some great, wrestling over here on this side, some good wrestling over there. It was just like it was
I'm thinking about it. I mean, I've thought about it, but like,
yeah,
for me, Mania weekend used to be like heaven, like wrestling Christmas. You get the big show from the big company, WrestleMania. Then you get so many of the other ones congregating around the locale and the city and all that. And you get a buffet of styles and presentations. Like I remember the Mania weekends of years past. You would always have you get sometimes like a Joshi exposure show. They were doing kaiju big battles during WrestleMania weekend, like just a bunch of like crazy shit. And now they do like Effie's Big Gay Brunch. Just a lot of different little corners of the pro
HOG had a good ass show.
Yeah, they get exposure on WrestleMania weekend, and that was what I used to love about it. Even if we hit the point, they do still do it. But even if we hit the point where like after a while, I wasn't even excited for WrestleMania anymore. I was just excited for all the other stuff. But I feel like in the past few years, that's kind of simmered down. I won't say died down, simmered down, just because I think part of it is AEW came along. Now you got two major companies instead of just one, and the talent gets split up between those two. So a lot of the talents that used to show out on Mania weekends past are now in either WWE or AEW, and they're not going to work a weekend most likely, even though some of them did this year. And that's kind of what was one of the situations that made it pop there, having Shayna and all those people on Bloodsport.
Yeah.
That shit was fire. Y'all saw her?
Yeah, that was cool as hell.
I got to see it. It was actually the whole show
versus Masha
was eventful. Yeah. And then seeing all the pictures and everything, oh my god!
Shout out to Santana versus Alex Shelley.
Nick Khan sitting next to Brett Lauderdale at a
Penta versus Ali, I think it was.
You had a bunch of different Nick Khan is in there CM Punk with Nick Gage, Braun. I think Braun Strowman was in the back.
Yeah, Braun was there. Karrion Kross was there.
Nia Jax, like it was cool. That was very cool to see. Like all the boys and girls, like from all these different companies. Like I think there was a point where they had everybody in the ring at the beginning, and you could see like there's AEW, WWE, New Japan, Noah, like representation from all different companies on Bloodsport. It was very cool. That was very cool. That was one of the cooler things of the weekend, I thought. But otherwise, like I think, like I said, with so many of the talent like getting divvied up between WWE and AEW, and then that leaves the indies at a point where a lot of the guys who will be anchors of Mania weekends are not there yet necessarily. Like the indies are still now developing talent because of the fact that, you know, WWE and AEW kind of ran through them over the past few years. For me this weekend, I think the thing that kind of staved off the Mania weekend fatigue, because I definitely felt Mania weekend fatigue this year, women and international talent. I think those were the two things that made this weekend still end up feeling kind of special. The women and the international talent. And in some cases, that's a combination thing because
and the talent from the hood, by the way, TJ.
Yeah, shout out to the culture. But I really genuinely do mean the women and the international talent. Like, because those, like, I think, like I just went back to, I think the thing that makes Mania weekend special is you get to see, like I said, a bunch of different styles and presentations. Like over the past 2 or 3 years, it's kind of been like you see Speedball Mike Bailey on like 40 different fucking shows through the whole weekend. You see Jordan Oliver on like 20 shows. You see Effie on like 20 shows. Like, and those are all guys I like, and I think they're great. And obviously they're great because they're getting booked so many times, but it all kind of runs together at some point. It all kind of blends together. And how do you break that up? How do you freshen it up? And I think that's the way. Women and international talent. So that's my thoughts, long-winded thoughts on Mania weekend this year. More things to set it apart, and I think this time it was women and international talent.
By the way, before we move on to Hazel, I just want to say, yo, shout out to Damian Priest, my guy.
Oh.
My guy. The amount of fun that he's gonna have right now, bro. The fact that he already started with the Yankees, like,
with Aaron Judge.
TJ, what was it you said about him? He's a tall boy.
Yeah, once Triple H sees that he's taller than Priest, he's gonna call him.
That shocked me.
Hey, you want to wrestle? He's a tall motherfucker. You didn't know that?
Judge being an actual tall motherfucker. No, tall, because again, I don't really watch a lot of baseball like I used to. Yeah. Like when I get the chance, I do, but I never really pay attention to what's going on with these players. Like Aaron Judge is someone that I've been paying attention to, but I've never noticed that he was.
You didn't see him next to somebody tall.
I've seen him in person. He's tall.
Yeah, he's a tall boy.
Like
TJ being the tall of all of us, right? The tallest of all of us. If he says he's tall, that motherfucker is tall.
Like I put it like this: a lot of Yankees players, they even joke about it. They don't get recognized as much around the city anymore these days. Yeah. But Judge absolutely does. And that's because even if you didn't know he was Aaron Judge, New York Yankees captain, you look at the dude, he's 6'7", 6'8", built as hell. You somebody. You some type of athlete, something.
Something, yeah.
Definitely. Indeed.
Well,
for me, it was like this. Was it the whole weekend? It was the whole week. Starting with, all right, we're going to start with Punk's interview with Ariel Helwani. And then,
fuck him.
Read Cody Rhodes, saw Cody Rhodes' interview. Saw a lot of interviews. Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, basically promoting her book. And, all the stuff that we had to watch over the week, like, TNA has also been making a killing lately still, even though there's still issues with Scott D'Amore being gone from the company. Officially now, Motor City are free agents, and we're going to see where they're going to be going in the near future. I really got to enjoy, more importantly, what took place at Stand and Deliver for NXT. NXT, for all the shit that we give it at times because we don't watch it, we try. It's not like we try to avoid it. It's just, again, we had that thing where it's like there's just too much fucking wrestling going on within the week, and we can't be committed to certain shows within certain days. Like But when I take the opportunity to sit back and watch an NXT, premium live event that they do, I sit there and I pay attention. And there were some stuff there that really caught my eye, especially this Obafemi guy. He is something else. I mean, for him getting the rocket put on him.
Told you, man.
For him getting the rocket put on him, they're doing a lot with this guy. Like, this is his first premium live event. He showed off in a big crowd, and he got to show his skills, and production overall within NXT was amazing. The shocker of the night would have to be, Julia and Rossi Ogawa in attendance watching the show.
Fucking hat, man.
And right next to him is, Mr. Regal, and there's Khan, and, it's wrestling is starting to become a big thing, especially with these Mania weeks. It's always like the biggest event ever. It's not just WWE coming together. Everybody comes together in a certain area that WWE goes, because, again, it's like their Super Bowl. You want to watch all the extra shit before you get to the big stuff. That's what's more important. And that's basically what we're going to be talking about here. We're going to be recapping Supercard of Honor first, going into what is our Super Bowl, being WrestleMania XL. For those of you who are new here on the Ramblemaina show and it's your first time, we do our reviews basically within star ratings. 1 is a who booked this shit. 2 is a bad with 2 D's. 3 is a good with the T at the end. 4 is a bars. 5 is a GOAT. 6 and up is whatever rating, because I am never calling it Meltzer shit again. It's
God tier.
Yeah, we call it whatever God tier or whatever random name I'll just come up with. And then for matches that we just don't care about, we'll give it a Ryback skip or a knout before, people talk shit about it. But let's go. Submitted to the approval of the Ramblemaina show. This is the tale of chickens winning the world title. Without further ado, gentlemen, I think it is time for all of us to begin the rambling. We commence with Supercard of Honor. They went back home, the birth of Ring of Honor Wrestling in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, not in the 2300 arena because TNA took over. They went to the Lycura Center with a total of 4 pre-show matches and 7 main cards, 7 matches on the main card. Just tell you real quick what all the matches that took place on the pre-show. That was the Premium Athletes, the return of Tony Nese, Josh Woods, and Ari Daivari, taking on Red Titus, Tony Deppen, and Adam Priest. The match was 8 minutes, 6 seconds. The Beast Mortars, or who people recognize him as Black Taurus, defeated Blake Christensen in a match that was 8 minutes and 38 seconds. These fucking rando fools, whatever the fuck that clip is.
Who are these niggas?
I cried laughing when I read it.
You know what I'm saying? like, we need to stay away from these niggas.
They beat SAP by taking Serpentico's other match. That was 8 minutes and 28 seconds. And then Mariah May went one-on-one with Momo Kongo. That match was 6 minutes and 14 seconds. A pretty good 0 hour for what they provided. But now we are going to commence with the main card. We open up the show with the Ring of Honor World Television Championship as Kyle Fletcher defends his title against Lee Johnson. This was 19 minutes and 48 seconds. The order will be TJ, myself, and then the Angel of Death in the bottom. So, gentlemen, I think it is time for us to ramble on. TJ, go ahead, man.
The first things first, let's hit the chat. International channel went crazy. Young Wolf in the building. Yeah, fucking Takeshita murdered our poor favorite mascot that be in all your Twitter advertisements. Byron, shout out Byron. I am not celebrating Cody winning the championship. You know me better than that. I would never celebrate such a thing. But if you're celebrating that, that's great. Punk ass Rossi, yeah, fuck Hat Man. The op. Justice for the Snake Man and Lee Rhodes or Cody Johnson. Yes, let's talk about this first match.
Cody Johnson.
Because Lee Johnson is one of our guys that we have taken and examined here during the weekly Ring of Honor shows, if you watch those. And this push has been clear. It's been coming, like, ever since he had the little mini feud with STP. He kind of spun off from that. We were on the train of, you should join them. Lily Taylor, make it happen. But Tony seemingly is going in another direction, and he's letting Lee stand on his own, which so far is working for him. He's been having really good matches on the TVs leading up to this point, and it was obvious that, again, that he was getting this push leading up to this point, challenging Kyle. And in this match, I felt like he had a star-making performance, more or less. I thought this match was really good. Kyle obviously has quickly made himself into a star, working on Ring of Honor and AEW with big star-making performances. The shit like the Ospreay match itself, among other things, was fire.
We don't need no water.
We don't need no water. But yeah, I thought Lee had a shining show performance for this. Like, the deeper the match got, the more near falls they did, the more the crowd got into it, and the more they started buying him as a viable person. Like, oh wait, could Lee Johnson win this shit? I think I'm with Lee Johnson winning this shit. By the end, when they're cracking off the near falls, the crowd is totally into it and they're totally behind Lee. So shout out to Lee for, getting over to that degree, and shout out to Kyle for helping making him look good and making it believable so that the crowd can get invested in him. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a high goods. I enjoyed this a lot. I thought this did good things for both guys. Kyle is a champion. Lee is an up-and-coming challenger. My only hope for Lee now is he can slowly start to get away from being Cody Rhodes. I want you to be your own man. I think you've got the gifts. I think you've got the goods. Just find out what works for you.
Yeah, I think I could agree with you on that. Like, we've been saying this for a while since we've been seeing Lee on Ring of Honor TV. It's just like, my man, you the Black Cody, and it don't look good on you, but you could fucking work. You could work. Like, you're a great wrestler, but you just have the most generic gimmick ever. Generic music, generic monologuing, generic gear. Like, you need to branch out and have your own fucking identity.
Yeah.
This wrestling match didn't prove it. It just proved that this kid can fucking go, and we need to start doing more of that. I think maybe it's like, okay, we should just focus more on the wrestling than the gimmick, because if we focus more on the gimmick, we're just going to hate the wrestler more than ever. So I would rather focus more on that until they find the perfect opportunity to branch him out into something different. Like we all said, we thought he was going to be with Shane Taylor, and we saw what happened Saturday, TJ. That became a different story.
Yeah.
Yo, this match kicked ass. It kicked so much ass. My main issue is just, and I'm probably going to say this for the second match. It's like, yo, chill with the NXT faces. Y'all been doing a lot of these fucking super moves off the top rope, and niggas is kicking out at one. It's like, y'all not Will Ospreay. Y'all not Kenny Omega. Y'all not fit for that type of caliber. Y'all are in a Ring of Honor fucking show. Like, actually feel like it's an honorable wrestling. I get that you're trying to get that big vibe feel because we're back home in Philly. It was still a great match. But, yo, when y'all doing way too many near falls at the start of the show, that's going to become a problem. That is a problem. So, I love Kyle Fletcher's Christian Liger homage because, somebody got to be evil at this point. And there's one thing I'll say about Kyle Fletcher. He's more of a star in Ring of Honor than he is in AEW. That's why when he loses in AEW, he still feels protected because he just goes back to Ring of Honor and wins matches. And this whole story overall was about these two guys' win streaks. Who's going to defeat whose win streak? Will it be Kyle or will it be Lee? We saw the outcome. I'm going to give the match bars.
Solid. Again, I'm gonna agree with y'all on most of the situations. Love the gear. When it comes to Kyle Fletcher. I'm sorry. Shotty Lee is one of my favorite dudes, man. And he's one of the guys that we've been, just wanting more for. And I love the fact that, he's getting this little push, but murder, I don't believe you. Every time he cuts the promo, I'm just like,
life's on the line.
I'm just like, what are you talking about, my guy? You don't feel like you believe what you're saying. You feel me? Like, you need to come up with your own verbiage, my guy. Like, you need to be able to speak your own mind, bro. Like, it's a pain in the ass, watching you come out here and just not be yourself. It doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel like you. And then seeing Kyle Fletcher come out and he has the Liger gear and all the cool. He feels like a fucking star. You feel me? And for me, that means a lot because I don't really like Kyle Fletcher that much. He's a hop. But
oh my God, the dark sky.
But you know what I was saying. What happened? Go ahead.
No,
what did Young Wolf say?
These two guys wrestle, but their girls are fucking teaming right now.
Yeah. So I'm watching them. You know what I'm saying, and I'm watching Shotty Lee, and I'm just like, I don't know. There's a disconnect there. The match was incredible. Don't get me wrong. The match was great. I feel like it's crazy how they made Kyle Fletcher look like a vet. Like when he got in there, he felt like the OG, and he stepped up real heavy to Lee, and they went at it. And like you guys said as well, I really wish it would have been Lee Taylor. I really wish that was the situation. But unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, they went with a go. Maybe they're gonna add Solo. Where the fuck is Camarado? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just kind of wish, you know what I'm saying, that they did something to let, or he himself, because he himself got to bring it out. I feel like most of the guys to do what they do best, it's because of the fact that they push the shit out of their gimmick and they push the shit out about what they want to do. And they really speak their mind, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys saw the Chris Van Vliet interview, but you really got to fight for yours. You feel me? And I feel like that's what Shotty Lee needs to do and really fight for his and really be himself and really come to his own. Other than that, incredible match. Again, love the aesthetics when it comes to Kyle. Hate his stupid haircut though. And God bless them.
It's a bad haircut.
Hit the comments. I'm gonna grade it. Match wise, bars, straight up bars, solid bars. What is good with Gene Freak? What the fuck?
Do
we get in trouble for this? Do we get in trouble for this?
I don't know, man.
Well, it depends on what he says.
Yeah.
Let's keep acknowledging.
Next match. This is the Stardom Showcase 6-woman tag team match. The teams were. May Sarah, Empress, Nexus, Venus teams of Makai and Mina Shirakawa.
Micah.
They take on Tam Nakano and Queen's Quest, Saya Kamatani and Azumi. This match was 14 minutes and 32 seconds. I need to remind you guys that, once we hit the main card, there is no single digits here. Everything here is on the doubles.
Yeah, that's how it usually goes on pay-per-views.
Go ahead, TJ. Ramble on, man.
Yeah, I thought this was a strong showcase for the Stardom ladies. Again, like I said, theme of the weekend is, for me anyway, most of the matches that I were excited for and most of the matches that delivered to the highest degree for me were the matches that involved these women. And in this case, it was a mixture of both international and, women's wrestling. And like, Mina's already come in a few times on Ring of Honor and AEW. She's worked Anna Jay. She's already rekindling her whole situation with Mariah, who, like I said before, her and Mariah used to be in the same squad together, and then they were ops. So now it looks like they're bringing it back, and it looks like Mariah might be stuck between her and Tony. But
who was the senpai between those two?
Mariah and Mina?
Yeah,
wasn't it Mina?
It was Mina.
Yeah.
Mina started the group.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Mina started the group. So yeah, like she really felt like her and Micah really felt like the I mean, they are the tag team. They felt like the big showcased pieces on their side, whereas on the other side, Azumi and Saya. I mean, Azumi, I feel like we didn't get to see too much of what Azumi can really do, but we did get to see enough to where you can see she is really, like, she's really young. She's fucking, what, 21, I think?
Well, I mean, TJ, we've seen some of her work before. I think the main focus was on like some of the other women that we never recognized that we needed to see for the first time. So, I mean, I'm not trying to counter for your argument. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's like I kind of wanted to focus on the other woman.
No, yeah, of course. I'm just laying it all out. Like Saya and Tam. Like Tam's been here too, though. That's the funny thing. Tam's, I mean, not in a while, I don't think, but she's been here before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saya and Micah are pretty much the only ones that I feel like haven't been on this particular stage yet. But they were here now, and I feel like they got to show themselves off really well. They're like, you could tell like the crowd is kind of figuring everything out at the beginning, where they're trying to figure out who's what, who to react to. But I think the good thing with Stardom and a lot of these Joshi Showcase tags, I don't even want to say Joshi Showcase tags, because they do it with the men too sometimes, and that these matches are specifically to show off the characters of these women, the interpersonal dynamics, and all those. Like it's more about showcasing who they are than any sort of action, even though the action was obviously good. And by the end of the match, I feel like the crowd more or less was on board and understood everything. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a high goods as well.
This match was for the basement dwellers that had their body pillows right next to them.
Come on now.
Damn, yo.
Come on now.
Cheetos on the side.
What do they call those guys? The weeaboos?
No, we call those virgins.
Oh shit.
Go on.
Same shit.
Look, 2 out of the 6 women here I did not know, and that was May Sarah and Micah. There we go, Micah. But I didn't know that Micah was the Stardom World Champion. I don't know if there's too many belts in Stardom, but they all look the fucking same, just with different straps. And May Sarah was another one that was like, she was very, very impressive. Both of these women were impressive, but like Micah was literally the powerhouse throughout, all the women here.
Yes.
I was very excited for this because, again, this is Tony Khan example, bringing in different variety of wrestling to the promotion. And I'm surprised that, people in the crowd actually knew who the hell these women were. I'm like, I guess some of you basement dwellers attended the show. I was very astounded by how they performed. You see these cute girls, they look like they're afraid to take a bump. All of a sudden, they're doing fucking moonsaults and Canadian destroyers off the top row, doing crazy fucking NXT face near falls. And that's another complaint. You're doing way too much of that shit. It's like, hey, I get it. There's a lot of multiple women, but you don't want to do too much because you're going to overtire the fucking crowd. And it was like right at this match, it was starting to tire down. I still loved what all these women did. It was another performance. Great job from all 6 of them. And I can't wait to see more of them. And we have Mariah May pop out, It was again, that ending just showed that it was all just a showcase because none of these women were enemies to each other. They were all friends after that, sipping bubbly and whatever, and all that good shit. There's another one that's getting up fucking bars.
I have a different take on that part, but go ahead.
No,
bars?
I'm done.
All
yeah,
right.
Bars.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Well, first I want to say this. Are you fucking little wrestling nerds? Y'all got you some new waifus now, huh? I'm just gonna say this, man. This match,
your new body pillows online.
Come on now.
I'm mad. Me and Hazel is mad menacing. Menaces. Nah. So on a serious note, back to the wrestling. This match was crazy, and again, there was no real build here, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're a fan of Stardom and know everybody, you know, you just kind of watch and see how things go. And as the match progressed, it was pretty clear to see who were the baby faces, who were the heels. You see the heels working together and you know, triple teaming and things of that nature, and you already know who's who. And you know, with that, you know, watching a match like that where the story is all plotted out through the actual match, you know, it's actually, it becomes then easier to follow, because then it's like going to an indie show and not really knowing some of the guys, and then towards the end of the match, now you're like, all right, I get everything, this is great, I enjoyed it, and I had a lot of fun here. These women are extremely athletic. Some of the moves they pulled off, some of the reversals, some of the counters, everything that they were doing back and forth, very fluid wrestling. Not a lot of, you know, I didn't see much botches in here. And anything that seemed like it was about to be a botch, they cleaned up real quick, really nice. This was an excellent showcase match to show people what these women are all about and what they can do. And I feel like for a first impression, they made a great first impression out here in the States. And I feel like everybody resonated with this match. Some of the crowd started getting a little, you know, they winded down towards the end. But you know, I mean, once the final sequence came through, they were alive again. They you know, they enjoyed it. They had fun. They cheered. They liked this, and I myself was somebody who also enjoyed watching this match. This was incredible. As somebody who's seeing them for the first time, I had a really fun time, man. Like it was great. At the end with the Mariah May, I actually felt like they were trying to tease that maybe there might be a little dissension there, you know what I'm saying? Because of the way that she came out and how there was like a moment of and then, you know, they kind of like, all right, let's pop bubbly. And even then I was like, I feel like they're building a story there. Something's going to happen there. I feel like some of these women are going to return, and they're probably going to go into something with Mariah May, which would be great to have Mariah May on Ring of Honor with some of these women, or maybe even on AEW, you know, TV. Like that would be great. I'm gonna give this match a bars actually as well, because I really like this match. It was my first time, so I guess to me it was a little, you know, it was like an eye opener. So yeah, man, great.
Yeah. Next, we had the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships as the Undisputed Kingdom of Matt Taven, that fucking Melvin, and Mike Bennett, the tag team from Boston. They take on the Score, or the Infantry, of Captain Sean Dean and Carly Bravo. This was 13 minutes and 51 seconds.
Is this BS? I hope this is BS.
No, it's not BS. But
this is probably BS. It's definitely BS.
Yeah, it was BS.
He literally just
the wide load.
I just went on Twitter. He literally just tweeted.
The wide load just show up.
All right, so I'm just gonna disregard that.
Yeah, we're not gonna. I don't.
Yeah, that's not true. But yeah, this match. So again, similar to Lee Johnson, the Infantry has been getting a steady push over the last month or so on Ring of Honor TV, and it's even extended to AEW, where they kind of got the, you know, wrestle in the tournament and move up and all that. So yeah, this was sort of a test match of sorts for them in a higher position with like veterans, wrestlers type guys with Taven and Bennett. That's what I really think they are now. I think Taven and Bennett have become really like solid hands that when you know you need like a solid match on the show, you know you need a hot angle or whatever, you know you can call on them and they can boost it up, especially for Ring of Honor. And with this match, I thought it was solid. I thought it was going decently. Like there was little bits of pacing issues here and there, but I generally thought it was good. And then the ending happened where big old Wardlow runs in, and I'm like, huh? Oh, sure, I guess. And theoretically, you know, it was set up for the Infantry coming back and, you know, trying to get the titles off them down the road, which I'm not opposed to, but I don't know. It kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. Like, I didn't feel like the Infantry really got enough to set them up as babyface, which will feel sympathy for getting screwed. Like, you feel sympathy, obviously, that they got screwed, but I feel like like if they would have had a match like Lee and Kyle did in the opener where they really made you believe, whoa, Lee could do this. He might really do this. I really feel like this match could have used a little bit more of that where, oh my God, the infantry might do this. Then Wardlow comes out, screws them over, but it kind of just happened. Kind of just felt arbitrary. But other than that, I'm going to give the match a solid good.
Yeah, they were really trying to kill the infantry. Like, for real, bro. What the fuck? Why? Like, why pile drive them in the fucking ramp? Why do all that? Like, no need for that. They just wanted to win the tag belts. And then the fucking wide load guys showed up. And I'm like, oh my God. Well, this is basically your whole entire stick all over again. You're basically the Undisputed Kingdom's bitch until you could fucking do the right thing and win something. I couldn't fucking sit there and watch that shit. And I knew there was gonna be something stupid at the end. It should have just been Roderick getting involved, because seeing Wardlow in Ring of Honor really is off-putting. Like, you don't belong there. In my eyes, you don't belong there. So just seeing him there was weird. Table spots are still good. I think the infantry held their own here, even though with the bullshit, it still protected them, even though they lost. This is a way of saying, all right, we're going to put you in the tag team match since you guys went the distance in the proving ground. And we don't have any bodies for the Undisputed Kingdom because we hardly ever see them on Ring of Honor shows. And when we do, it's only for proving ground matches or to cut promos. So now we got to do this. And then they did it. And then it just feels like, all right, we're getting something out of this. And then the ending. And, oh, God. Didn't ruin it, but it toned it down. And I'm like, I'm going to give it a good. I still like the match. The infantry did their thing here, and that's really all that mattered, that they got to be on pay-per-view.
I still rate the match at the same level that you guys did, but the match being the match. But I have an opposing view here. This is strange.
Oh no.
Yeah. I actually believe, watching the match, because I watched it without y'all, so I watched it on my own. And, I didn't have y'all in my ear. So while watching the match, the way I viewed it was, the infantry was up. They were up. They were about to win in my head. And then, having the fact that you didn't, it's not even Roddy. You needed big ass Wardlow to come attack in order to stop the infantry. In my mind, that made them look like, damn, they're so good. They needed a Wardlow to stop them. You feel me? And I feel like that makes them look great. They didn't lose to their own accord. They didn't lose because they wrestled a bad match. They had a good match. And the only thing that stopped them was a motherfucking Wardlow. You feel me? And that's the only thing that could have stopped them. You feel me? That's the way I looked at it. I looked at it as these motherfuckers could have been the new tag champs. And unfortunately, because of piece of shit Wardlow, they fucking lost. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great story now, because they're going to come back and find a way to rebuild and then get right back up there to win them damn tag titles. So I feel like this ain't over. And I enjoyed that. I feel like that's good storytelling. Again, my match rating is the same. It was a good match. High good, to be honest. I didn't rate it a bars because I feel like it needed to go another level. But even like Hazel said with the table spot and all that stuff, it was a decent match. I really liked it, and I really liked the story going forward.
So you said 3.5?
Yeah, high good.
All right. It is now time for the finals to determine the inaugural Ring of Honor Women's World Television Champion. Billy Starks goes one-on-one with the true queen of professional wrestling, Queen Aminata. This was 17 minutes and 42 seconds. Go ahead, TJ. Let's ramble on.
Another example of the women being the stars of this weekend. Really enjoyed this match, man. I think Queen Aminata is her and Mariah May might be the two low-key best AEW signings they made. Like, obviously they've made bigger signings and bigger talents or whatever, but just in terms of what those two in particular bring to the women's division, in terms of what they do in between the ropes, like they elevate everyone they wrestle. They make everyone they wrestle better. Like, you have to work up to their level. Like, if I'm Tony Khan and I want to test somebody and I want to see if they really built for being in this division and being in this company, I'm gonna put them in there with Queen Aminata.
That's a fact.
That's where she is right now. That's where she is, and she's gotten there in like a couple of months' time. Like, she's so damn good, and obviously the damn kid, Billy Starks. She's also great as well. Like, young little prodigies, her and Nick Wayne. And obviously the big thing in this match was Billy faking the injury and being able to capitalize off that and take Trish out and win the title, which, like, thought it was brilliant. Thought the way Billy sold it, like, we were sitting here watching like, oh shit, is Billy fucked up? Like, she caught us, she caught everybody.
Well, I was over here saying, I hope it's kayfabe the whole time.
We
I was like, I hope it's kayfabe.
We were concerned. We were genuinely concerned. She worked us. That damn kid worked us.
Yeah. Because there was a moment I remember we looked around and we were like, I don't think it's kayfabe. Fuck.
Yeah, because like, and the way, credit to the production as well, the way they did it, everything stopped. It felt like a real situation had broken out. Like, she was really hurt for a moment and they had to check her out. So for her to come out and do that, like, it feeds perfectly into the story that she's had over the years with Athena. And she even said it, like, I couldn't beat Athena straight up. So I learned from her. And my primary lesson was, you got to do whatever it takes to get that win in the end. And when she came to that crossroads again, great storytelling. She pulled in Athena. She cheated. Just like her teacher taught her to.
Did she cheat, or is she an opportunist?
Yeah, you could say she didn't even cheat. You could say she took an opportunity that was laid out in front of her. That's what Athena would say. So I'm giving this a bars. Bars. Love this match.
Man, I love me a good tournament. Love me a good old-fashioned tournament. And it was pretty obvious because we kept saying way before the tournament was even mentioned, kept saying, oh, we got our eyes on Billy, after she had that main event with Athena at Final Battle. That shit was fucking crazy. Don't take your eyes off Billy Starks. She is going to progress into something even greater going into 2024. And then we find out about the tournament. And every single one of us is basically saying, yeah, this is it. This is it right here. This is going to be Billy Starks' time. But then there were other women that were coming in. This is the reason why I can honestly say I respect Tony and what he's been doing in Ring of Honor, especially for the fucking women. A lot of people complained about how he doesn't fucking book the women. He doesn't know how to utilize them. He doesn't know how to make them into stars. I don't think Tony's intentions is to make these women into stars. He's trying to make them into actual athletes, people that you can actually watch on a daily basis, people that you like, people that you actually pay to go to a meet and greet. Queen Aminata is another person that we've been keeping our eye on for a good minute. At first, we all thought it was going to be Red Velvet. We all thought of that at first, and then we got the match. And then we got Aminata versus Velvet. And right then and there, we were sitting here with our fingers crossed. It was like it didn't matter who won. Two of these women are going into the finals to go up to face Billy Starks. And it was so good that whether we couldn't get, Red Velvet to stir it up in the finals, we got royalty going up against a child. So it sounds funny the way I say it. But,
we can say all that, but then look at guys like Gohan and shit like that.
The Queen's motive was to be the greatest women's television champion of all time. The kid's motive is to win this belt to make her minion overlord proud of her and not fucking mistreat her like shit all the time. But I think we all knew that shit was done and over with. This whole match, oh my God, it was so amazing. But then this is the part where I left, so I didn't know what the fuck happened. this is when the whole next shit came into play. I was gone. So the next day I saw it and I'm like, yo, any minute now, this is taking 5 minutes, right? We got other shit to watch. All of a sudden, roll up. What a weasel way to win. Only time I could actually say I'm okay with this because she's trying to impress her minion overlord. And this is what the minion overlord would have done in her scenario. I'm okay with this. I don't care what the overall outcome was. Both of these women performed one hell of a finals here for Supercard, and I can honestly say they both deserve their fucking flowers. GOAT.
Respect.
This match, not much to say other than what they said. I'm gonna come in and just talk about a little bit about the entrance gear. I knew Billy Starks was gonna be up to some shit. Yo, bro, pay attention. She came out looking like all rambling, all evil, and she takes it off, and she's like an evil version of Gem. And I was over here like, I get it. There's gonna be some evil shit afoot here.
Oh yeah,
and for the most part of the match, I'm like, wait a minute, but she's kind of like doing this clean until that moment came, and I was like,
forgot about the Ziggy Stardust gimmick.
Yeah. She had like a little, I say more Gem. If y'all know about Gem, y'all know.
Yeah, I know about
cartoons.
Gem. Yeah, I know about Gem.
Yeah,
you know that's the vibe that she gave me.
Yeah,
but yo, this match fucking cooked, bro, and we were biting at every fucking second. Queen Aminata, man, an absolute athlete, an absolute. I would even say ring general.
General.
Am I wrong here?
She can't be a general. She's a queen.
Well, you know what I'm saying. The commander in chief is still, you know what I'm saying. Still technically part of the.
Just
you know what I'm
call it
saying?
your Royal Highness.
She went out there and showed why she is wrestling royalty. There you go, Hazel. And she, I'm not gonna say that she carried the match on her own. Billy Starks is an incredible athlete herself, but she did a lot of this match. She put a lot of the work in to make the crowd, you know, feel the oohs and ahs. And that's something you only get from somebody who's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? She was great in here. Billy Starks, man, I'm somebody who usually goes, I can usually tell when this girl is selling, and I could not tell. I did not know if she was hurt, I was like, holy shit. But I was saying in my head, like, I hope this kayfabe, I hope this kayfabe, I hope this kayfabe, I hope this kayfabe. And thank God it was. She took a page out of Athena's book, but at the same time, I'm not gonna look at her as she's being like, oh, like she's you know, she's evil. I'm gonna look at her like, no, she knew exactly what she was in the ring with. She was in the ring with somebody who is up there, who does have the tenure, and she had to pull out something, you know, that, you know, people may consider it a dirty deed, but I'm over here like, no, she did exactly what you do in that situation. You have to take a chance. You have to do something different. And it played out for her, and it worked on her behalf. I even had Giselle Azor from, you know, graduate from the Nightmare Factory, you know, coming out here and hitting me up like, yo, that shit was crazy. I wish Queen Aminata won though. And, you know, yeah, same. I love the Queen. But I think story-wise, it was the kid's moment. And she went out there and did that shit. I'm going to give this match a high bars.
I find it weird that after we had the tournament ending for the Women's World Television Championship, about 14 plus hours later, Stand and Deliver announces that they're going to do an 8 women's tournament to crown the NXT Women's North American Champion.
Hazel, you got a candle on back there?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I was about to say, yo, something in the back is on fire.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, hey.
Oh, my God. All right. Hold on. Next match. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, here we go. All right. It is the Bang Bang Gang taking on Monster Sauce, Lance Archer, Alex Zane, and a surprising Suzuki Minoru and Moshi Moshi Yoshi. This is the Ring of Honor 6-man World Tag Team titles. They got some brand new spanking belts. This was 15 minutes and 32 seconds. Go ahead. Let's ramble.
Yeah, this was a fucking party match. This was the match that I guess if you're a person that's like, hey, why isn't Jay White the most serious wrestler ever? You're gonna hate this. You will hate this. Fucking Minoru Suzuki's in his face calling him a young boy the whole damn match. Like they're out there having the ball. They were having fun.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed it. Like these, like it feels like Tony Khan hit a quick realization with Lance Archer real quick. It was like, yo, this dude is fantastic in these fucking 6-man, multi-man matches.
Yep.
I'm gonna just put him in more of these. And then he goes out there and kills it, man. Archer is so like Archer and bodies is always a good combination. Give Lance Archer a bunch of bodies to fucking throw around. You're gonna have a good time. You are going to have a good time. And of course, like shout out to the Guns. I always like to give a little shout out to the Guns because I really do think they have developed into like fun little shithead heels. They are very good shithead heels alongside Jay, who again I feel like he brings out the best in them. He was the perfect person to put them with. And then speaking of young boys, Suzuki called them ass boys.
Damn straight.
Like he was not playing with them. But yeah, just something quick to get the ball rolling on Bang Bang Gang. Title defenses. Young Wolf, look at you. I ain't saying that shit no more. Bang Bang Gang. But
yeah, I peeped. I saw. He said, I finally done it. I got TJ to say the gang bang gang.
Because I was blamed it on the alcohol.
But yeah, fun, very, very fun match. I'm going to give this a high goods, the highest of goods, as a matter of fact.
Yo, I love the belts. Belts would look great.
New belts look nice. Yes, new belts.
Yeah, they don't look like cybernetic fucking octagons like they had the last ones. I just wasn't expecting them to actually be on the show. And then when Suzuki came out, I'm like, you ass boys finna die. Yo, big distraction though. Austin, what the fuck was all that glitter on your back, bro? That shit was distracting me from the match. And I'm like, bro, all I see is all this like cameraman all up on his back. I'm like, bro, back the fuck up. All I see is all that gold. I'm like, what the fuck was he doing? Did he have a stripper in his locker room or something? So, and you know, you put Suzuki
maybe. I mean,
you put Suzuki in these types of matches, it's just like, yeah, everybody is going to die. You know, Suzuki Goon, him and Archer.
Everybody.
Alex Zane is getting a taste of what Suzuki Goon once used to be, and now is this dominant force of murdering motherfuckers in Noah and New Japan that just spread nothing but luscious violence to every single wrestler that crossed their path. And Alex Zane got to see all that, and it was pretty cool. I mean, it's a bummer because I know the Bang Bang Gang was not going to lose those belts. Those are brand spanking new belts. They ain't just gonna give them shit to a new team. But hey, Tony, why are you bringing in the monster sauce? The most sense would have been like we could have started this rivalry with Lance Archer and the look at the tongue, guys. We couldn't do that with the Bang Bang Gang. All right, that's cool. Whatever. I'll still give the match a good because it was great seeing Suzuki kill these motherfuckers. Jay White selling a forearm is amazing because you just need to do one, and he just needs to lay down like a bitch, and he's just dead.
Damn.
He knows how to sell it. I'm sorry.
This match, man. I mean, I like the way that they started it off. You know what I'm saying? You got the Bang Bang Gang coming out, and I'm like, why are the champions coming out first? Oh boy, the surprises they had in tow. Man, when I saw it was gonna be Monster Sauce, I was like, but what they gonna do next? Who's gonna be the third man? Then they said, yo, you remember a little something called Suzuki Goon? and you see in big, bright letters, "The King." I was like,
What?
yeah, like I went crazy. I was like, ain't no way the Bang Bang Gang winning. And I feel like that's why they went with these guys versus going with, I guess, the regular team of Lance and the Righteous. Crazy match, fun match. Even at the end, even at the end, when everything was said and done, Suzuki trying to kill the ref in order to get back in the ring and beat the shit out of the Bang Bang Gang was fucking hilarious. This was a great cool down match. I mean, we just had banger after banger after banger. So we needed a good match that was just going to be fun and not something that we take too serious, and something that, you know, just felt like a giant car wreck. And oh, man, I mean, think about it. The Bang 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 were the Bang Bang Bang. The Bang Bang Gang.
Hey, John, with
with my love for the Bang Bang Bang.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shout out to Granddad. Rest in peace, Granddad.
It's gonna be you and me again. Oh, my love for the Bang Bang Bang. You better run for cover, you sweet little thing. I'm sorry. I love that damn song. Oh, man. But yeah, all of this was fun, man. I had fun watching it. You know, it was a bit of a car wreck, and you know, the Bang Bang Gang felt like foils. And even though they won, it was still fun, because even at the end, like I said, with the ref and Minoru Suzuki coming around, like, hey, I'm going to beat the ref. And Yoshi was over here like, oh, no, Grandpa, don't go beat their ass. No, Grandpa, no. So it was fun, bro. It was so much fun. I'm going to give this whole thing a good. Again, it wasn't anything too crazy, too special. It was a fun match, and I mean, it doesn't deserve anything lower than a good.
Real shit indeed. Quick thing before we get to the next match. Wrestling, we miss you, X.
Yeah, rest in peace, DMX, man.
DMX.
Like 3 years.
Oh,
you're passing. It sucks. Rest in peace to you, big man.
Yeah.
Fight without honor. Dalton Castle versus Johnny TV. It was 21 minutes and 55 seconds. Go ahead. Let's ramble.
Another bout of fun, and then a lot of whimsy and silly in this match for sure, which has been the whole Dalton Johnny feud. Like, if you've been following it, like we have on Ring of Honor TV, it's just been a bunch of silliness. Like, Johnny, he beat Dalton, knocked him out of the TV title tournament. Dalton went crazy, and Dalton was like, I gotta smash his face. And then Johnny eventually was like, yeah, I'll wrestle you. And then Johnny beat him and took the boys. He took the boys from Dalton, and then that if that wasn't enough, he got them eaten by bears. The boys are dead now. They're eaten by bears in fucking the Canadian mountains or whatever.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
I guess that's true.
Apparently, there's gonna be more to that story later.
I guess. But yeah. So they come in, fight without honor. If you know how fights without honor go, they're usually, you know, a lot of hardcore matches. But they decided to switch up the formula a little bit here by having little bits of comedy spread in and out. My only issue with this match is I feel like it went a little too long. Because I think it was over 20 minutes, and it probably could have topped out at like 15 or so.
Like I said, this shit went 21 minutes, bro.
Yeah, 21 minutes is kind of crazy for especially Dalton Castle. I love Dalton, but his back been fucked up for years, man. Let that man chill out. You gotta put him in a 20-minute banger. But yeah, the ideas overall I felt like shine through. Fucking Paul Walter Hauser coming out as a boy. Like that was the big peak of the match. All the boys coming out, and then Paul Walter Hauser coming out as the final boy. I guess he was the final boy. The Rock is the final boss. Paul Walter Hauser is the final boy. And
yeah, was a surprise from Jack Cartwheel Boy.
Yeah, Jack Cartwheel Boy too. I almost forgot about him.
That was great. That was the final boss to me. Yeah, I know they had a homie pull up at the end, and he was technically but Man, he was alright. He was alright. Jack Cartwheel was the one that made me fucking crack up because I'm like,
Yeah.
that's obviously Jack Cartwheel.
He's cartwheeling to the fucking ring. I think
Yeah.
even Rick Abadi and Caprice were like, "Hey, that boy keeps doing cartwheels for some reason."
Stupid asses.
So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. It was a fun cap to what I thought was a fun feud on Ring of Honor TV. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid good. It's just a little too long, but other than that, I thought it was a solid good. TJ, you should have been a boy so you could get them hands on Johnny TV. Shit, I should have volunteered. You damn right. But I want to get eaten by bears, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, this is my thing. I wasn't a fan of this match.
Oh,
I really wasn't.
I
Really wasn't. Because this is the thing. I love me a good fight without honor match. But a fight without honor should not be having fucking comedy. This is supposed to be a blood feud. You took my boys. You got them killed. There probably could have been more to that story other than they were eaten by bears.
But that's how they were eaten by bears.
I mean, and here's my thing. It's like, I get it. You ate, your boys got eaten, but it's not like you never had boys on the side. Y'all get all these, you get all these extra boys that you get from whatever fucking Peacock factory you.
But those are disposable. Remember, he said those are disposable.
Don't matter. You still got boys, nigga.
Those are not his. Those are not his everyday boys, though. Those are the disposable ones. It's not the same.
Don't gotta be the everyday boys. Don't gotta be boys that are extras. My nigga, you in a mask, you in the skimpy shorts, you barefooted, you kissing this nigga's palm.
They not black, they Dominican. It's what they say.
No, you're a boy, my nigga. You're a fucking boy. That's all I know. That's all I'm going to. You don't need the main heads, because guess what? They all do the same shit for the entrance. It's not like anyone doesn't fucking know what the fuck it is.
What was that guy's name?
thing.
TJ something Godfrey was his name. The comedian, y'all remember?
Gilbert Godfrey?
That is that his name? No, it's not Gilbert Godfrey. Gilbert Godfrey is the one who passed away, right?
Oh, he's talking.
Yeah, he passed away.
It's the other guy. It's the other. It's the brother. I forgot his name. The comedian.
Oh, Godfrey.
Yeah,
Oh,
Godfrey.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, I think his name's Godfrey. Go ahead.
there was still some fun stuff here. The problem was when you add comedy into a match that could have been a blood feud, you overbook it, and you overbooked it a lot. Like, there were some boys that really, really sucked at doing fucking topes. Like,
I think that was part of the joke, though.
Jack Cartwheel boy had to come in and say today. And yeah, Johnny, you can't be doing fucking 20-minute matches, bro. You gas out after the 15-minute mark. Holy shit. And yeah, Dalton with his back. He got to chill with that shit. This match was give it a bad.
Oh,
there's no need for any of that shit. Like, you never, at the end of the day, you may have lost those boys, but you never lost your boys. All right, you got boys, my nigga. That's all that mattered at the end of the day. Your boys may have been fired for no call, no shows, but apparently there's more to that story than what we have said. So we're gonna hear from the boys' side and find out what happened about that later. Yeah, but in the meantime, this was a bad match, and I think Johnny TV needs to go Johnny the fuck home.
Oh my god! I mean, before you go, Six, I will say I do get the point of a fight. Like, people have especially like long-time Ring of Honor fans. They probably have expectations for what a fight without honor is, and this was different from what that usually is. So I understand.
I hate different.
I don't like change.
Yeah, stop saying my line, goddammit. I enjoyed the shit out of this match.
Yeah.
I had so much fun. This was the right amount of goofy. Yeah, it was too long. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that was
Dalton Castle is an absolute fucking genius with his fucking timing. The boys flopping from time to time was great because I know that was part of the gimmick. That was part of the joke. And it also made me laugh because of the fact that I was one of those people who was like, well, listen, I would love to be a boy, but unfortunately, I there's a size gap. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I've never seen anybody else, you know what I'm saying, who's of my stature be a boy. Well, all of that changed. And now my dreams of becoming a boy are back on. And
Be a boy.
I'm so happy. I'm so fucking happy. In all seriousness, man, this shit was absolutely hilarious. This was funny as hell. If you enjoyed a little bit of pro wrestling silliness or a little bit of sports entertainment, that was such good shit, pal. And I love the goofiness. I love the silliness. I love the boys carrying away Ty Valkyrie. I loved all of it. Give me all of it over and over again. I will watch this match a million times. I laughed so hard. I mean, Yoshi was laughing, and Yoshi doesn't know shit about Ring of Honor. This was a good time. If you're somebody, and you know, for people who aren't like big fans of Ring of Honor, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they have, every time Dalton Castle's on TV, I'm pretty sure they have a good time because he really dives deep into that character. He really believes in that character. He really goes all the way with that character. And if you like people who really dig deep and dive into who they're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? It's a fun thing. Johnny, man. Johnny was out here wilding with Ty, and I wanted to beat the shit out of him. But but it's okay because Dalton Castle did that for us, and his multitude of boys. Jack Cartwheel boy to me was my absolute favorite boy. Usually I don't like him because I'm like, all right, this is a serious match. You're over here, you've been cartwheeling the entire fucking time. But in a goofy situation like this, he was the absolute best boy.
Best boy, Jack Cartwheel.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right, Young Wolf. I did see the boys. They're back on Twitter. They're talking more about it. So I guess this story is still developing.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that more once we get all the details.
Yeah.
But man, I'm gonna give this a good, solid good, not low good, not high good, just good. You know, my expectations were a little more hardcore. I'm like, where the fuck are the tables? Where are the, you know, things of that nature? But fuck it. All the shenanigans to me was a good time, you know.
Young Wolf, you're a demon. I seen this Kathy Kelly picture, by the way, but you're a demon.
I gotta go look.
No, he sent it to me.
Oh, damn. Damn, he said specifically TJ.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. All right, so Athena will be defending her Women's World Championship against Hikaru Shida. This match was 22 minutes and 38 seconds. Let's ramble on.
I am in between this and the match after it for match of the night because I love them both so much in so many different ways. This one was more or less Athena facing her greatest challenge to date, and also they played off their history from the match they had before in Shimmer years back. So I did like that. I did like they called back some to the history. I like that the commentators, shout out to Caprice Coleman and Nia Riccaboni, because again, I always sing their praises as a commentary duo. They do what I feel like commentators are supposed to do in pro wrestling. They you know, keep you up to snuff on the action. They call the action, but then they also provide little bits of story and you know, character in between those, so that you understand more of what the wrestlers are going through, their conflicts and all that. Like for anybody that wants a commentary duo that enhances the story, that you might feel like the commentators of your childhood or whatever did, I feel like Caprice and Ian are those two guys. But with this, yeah, it's been a constant story of Athena's title defenses, of where she's this bearing down badass on whatever she faces. But this is a flip on it in that Shida was like, if she hit Shida, Shida hit her right back. You know what I'm saying? The one punch from Athena usually takes down most women, but Shida was not one of them. She came to fight, and they threw hands. And I thought the way the story built throughout the entire match was really, really fucking good. Thought Athena still being able, like, even down the line, I think like there was at one point she'd hit a big move. She kicked out at 1 and she was still firing up. Like, the whole point of the feud was Athena saying that nobody could beat me. I need real competition. And Sheeta saying, I am the real competition, and making Athena dig deep. Athena had to dig deep to come out on top and beat her. And for that, still surprised that Athena won, because I thought for sure, all right, this is it. Sheeta's a great person to beat her, send her off into the sunset being AEW, and, move on after she's had this run. But the run continues. The run of a lifetime continues. Like, this is the best women's champion in North America, Athena. And I might go even further than just women's champion, because for over a year now she's been doing this. She main evented the 3 pay-per-views before this, and the only reason, if you really think about it, the only reason she probably didn't main event this one is because Mark Briscoe was in it, who obviously had if anybody was going to main event over Athena on this night, Mark Briscoe should be the guy.
Yeah, his story was the important story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like countering all of that, and even in here, she's the semi-main. She went right before the last match. Like, Athena is the ace of, I say it every time I talk about Ring of Honor. The ace of this brand is Athena.
We've been saying it every time we talk about the pay-per-view. This woman has been the ace for the whole entire year. The 3 pay-per-views that existed, she has main evented all 3.
Exactly. No one is holding down their brand like Athena is holding down Ring of Honor right now. She's been incredible. I'm going to sing her praises to the fucking hills, because not enough people out here seem to want to do it. You always talk about, I'm going to talk about it now. I was going to wait till WrestleMania, but fuck it, I'm going to talk about it now. We want to talk about uplifting our people, and it's specifically black women. Like, we talk about, like, we looked at Jade and Bianca and Naomi teaming up together, and everybody praised that and everybody loved that. And I do think that's a beautiful thing. But I don't like that some of the same people that praise that choose to ignore Athena, choose to ignore what she's doing, choose to ignore what Swerve is probably going to do in the next 2 weeks. I don't like that people are ignoring these things, because they count every bit as much. And with Athena, fuck it, I feel like it should count more.
It's like Thunderbolt Patterson say, don't play the race card.
Hey, don't play the race card, but what other black woman is the face of a brand right now in professional wrestling?
Nobody.
That's a fact.
Nobody.
That's a fact.
That is a definite fact. Nobody.
So if we really out here giving flowers to our sisters, then let's give them to Athena first and foremost. High bars.
It's about time that they should have done this. I mean, look at what she's done within the entire 2023. And she don't even become PWI's #1 women's wrestler of all time, which pissed off a lot of people.
Niggas had her at like number 6, boy.
Yeah, I know, but still, people will be like, oh, at least she was in the top 10. Here's the thing. When you look at, people who have put in more work than some of the people that you see in AEW or in WWE, Athena is in that category of one of the women who has put in most of the work next to the entire Knockouts division roster in TNA. Okay? And then there's everyone else that barely does the minimum,
Ooh.
Why is it that we have not been giving this woman praise for so many fucking years while she was in the E? Why? Because they weren't booking her correctly? They didn't know how to use her as a character? That's just all bullshit. She had an amazing run, and she's still killing it. I'm surprised that they even still let her win this match. I thought right then and there, because the minute she says she won a competition, I was really thinking Serena D, but then Sheeta's music came up, and I'm like, okay, I understand why. They have history in Shimmer, and she's always beaten Athena in every match that they've had. And I think this is actually the first time that Sheeta's actually been defeated by this woman. Has this been the first time? TJ, do you know this?
Athena beat Shida?
Yes.
I want to say yes because I think they've only had 2 or 3 matches. So, but I'll look it up. Matter of fact, let me look up a cage match right now.
There is
Go
a
ahead.
history with these 2 women. And I'm glad that we got to see the story here. The contract signing was great. And then leading up to the match was even perfect. Because right then and there, we were all thinking to ourselves, oh, this is it. This is it. Athena out here looking like a warlock, ready to go to war with her greatest foe, her greatest adversary. It turned out that the heel came out the victor overall, which shocked everyone. Yo, 4 3/4? I enjoyed the hell out of this match. Yo, Shida still puts in work. She still puts in work, and I don't really get to say a lot about Shida, which is kind of fucked up. But I like to give her flowers as well. She has been putting in a lot of work in AEW, and I kind of want to see her put in a lot of work in Ring of Honor. I kind of want to see this. I want them to run it back.
Well, if they do, they're 1-1. I just looked
They
it up.
are.
Shida won the first one. Athena's won the second one.
Rubber match.
We have to do it. If it has to be death before dishonor, then let's fucking go. Let's just book it very slowly. But yeah, 4 3/4.
All right. I'm not much of a RPG guy, so I don't really know what this game is about.
Baldur's Gate.
So there's a game called Baldur's Gate, and she had a Carlock cosplay, which I don't even know who that is.
I don't know that either. I don't
TJ could probably.
I have not played Baldur's Gate 3, so I couldn't tell you. But apparently it's really good. It won a bunch of awards last year in a really good year for video games, so it must be really good.
So that was her little cosplay, you know what I'm saying? And I just like bringing up those little tidbits like that. But man, you want about talking about one of the most dominant fucking champions in the history of Ring of Honor. This shit is insane, bro. Who the fuck is gonna beat Athena? Who the fuck is going to beat Athena?
Let's just get Serena Deeb in the show. Let's go.
Yo, my nigga, I was watching this shit like, all right, so now what? Y'all already said most of what y'all had to say when it comes to the match, because I'm over here like, yo, hard-hitting match. They beat the absolute shit out of each other. And if the main event wasn't the main event, I would have been like, match of the fucking night. They went out there and beat the absolute shit out of each other. That being said, I mean, there's nothing else I can do but give this thing the highest of absolute bars. The absolute highest of bars. No, 4.9.
Oh my God.
Oh.
The highest of bars. Legit the highest of bars. I felt like I was watching a fucking fight, son. This shit was a war. And for that, I thank you.
Main event time for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Eddie Kingston, the Mad King, taking on the Chicken Mark Briscoe. This was the longest match on the card. This was 24 minutes and 14 seconds. Let's bring Supercard of Honor home, gentlemen.
This was a send up to old school Ring of Honor. This was as much a tribute to OG Ring of Honor as it was to Jay and the Briscoes' legacy. And it fits because those legacies are tied together, truth be told. Like I said it, we talked about it before, we talked about it on the pay-per-view. Like when you think of Ring of Honor, the first people you're probably gonna think of are the Briscoes. If not the very first people, they will be among the first people that you think of. They embodied Ring of Honor probably more than anyone else. Between them, obviously multi-time tag team champion, 10 plus. Jay, former world champion, and now Mark, world champion. Eddie dug into the bag of being exactly what he said he was gonna be. I'm coming at you as Eddie and Chicken love each other, but They came up beating the shit out of each other, watching each other beat the shit out of whoever else. Like, this is what they came up doing together. Hardcore brawling, fighting, throwing hands. Like, this felt like meat and potatoes Eddie Kingston. Like, I know a lot of people love. All right, go ahead. I know a lot of people love, and I do too. Shit, what am I talking about? But everybody loves Eddie Kingston, who wants to show tribute to his idols, like, you know, Jun Akiyama and all those people, the Japanese wrestlers that, you know, made him want to do this. But for me, like, the absolute peak of Eddie Kingston is when he has that, but it's also underneath the surface of the angry fucking brutal brawler. Like, he played heel a little bit. The Street Fighter came out in this match, and he was even playing heel a little bit. He was even healing it up a little bit at certain points with Mark. And I just thought it was the perfect sort of match to have in this setting. It was the perfect sort of way to pay tribute to years of Ring of Honor, years of Mark's career, you know, alongside his brother on his own. And obviously the finish on it was perfect. Like, we're going to talk about Cody, and Young Wolf just got it.
Don't say it. Don't say it, because I'm going in there.
But yeah, like, we're going to talk about Cody later and his celebration and winning the world title and all that. And I'm definitely going to give respect to that. But, like, this was perfect for me. Like, winning with the J Driller, for one. Got to do that. There was no other way to finish it. 11 years to the day that Jay wins the title. Got to win with the J Driller. And then the second the fucking ref's hand hit the mat for 3, the streamers start flying in the ring. We marked out for the streamers.
Beautiful.
Like,
that was beautiful.
Streamers.
We went crazy for that. Yep.
Streamers. Which is why, like,
I was like, real Ring of Honor shit.
Exactly. The perfect cap off to a tribute to classic Ring of Honor. We got the streamers. And then everybody comes out. Everybody's, you know, holding up chicken. Leonard Skinner. Fuck, they played Leonard Skinner.
Yep.
Can't forget about that.
Yep.
Played fucking Leonard Skinner. So just the fact that, you know, Mark gets his crowning moment here.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to pay another perfect sort of tribute to Jay. Like, the moment together, everything together. So, gotta goat it up. Gotta goat it up.
Yep.
Goat. I have to because come on, the man finished the story before Cody did. Come on, my nigga. It took.
That did kind of take the wind out of the sails when it came to his win, to be honest.
This was 11 years to the day since his brother won his first Ring of Honor world belt. And that was a very touching moment. Like, this was a long time coming. Injuries happened. Eddie had to go to Japan. And then, you know, the Continental Classic, we all thought, okay, this could be the chance that Mark Briscoe have his time to shine. He was losing a lot, but he wasn't giving up. And then the time finally comes. We get the match. We start the booking. We start the process. We start the build. We do the interview for the go home. And then it's just all of that. It's nut up or shut up. And Mark Briscoe said, I'm here to man up. He went into that ring. Oh, my God. This was 11 years of pain, suffering, punishment, and sacrifices. This is 11 years of tag team, of being told you would never make it to the top of the mountain. This is 11 years of people doubting you, of how your brother will forever be a better singles competitor than you. This is 11 years of blood, sweat, and tears. This is 11 years of Mark telling his brother, you know, every day, thank you for working with me or working against me in this business because this is what we loved. And they finally pulled the fucking trigger. 11 years in the making, not to, make this seem like a Kofi Mania thing, but they gave Chicken the world title. It was a hard-earned fight. They fought well. They fought with honor. This was all love between both of these competitors. This wasn't personal. This wasn't business. This was all love between both of them. They can hit R1 the second they come out to their entrances. They can hit R1 before the fucking bell rings. They can hit R1 during their fucking matches and still tell each other, I love you, bro. And this is what this whole match felt like. Even with all the beer after. Shit, they all had a fucking beer, and they all went and ate Philly cheesesteaks at Pat's or Gino's. My nigga, this is a go. This match was all love. This was all for Jade. This was all for Mark for 11 years.
11 years.
That his brother won his first belt. He now completes setting the first brother team to become Ring of Honor World Champion. This is a go.
Eddie Kingston. Man, Theo Eddie, man. I was like, I ain't never been more conflicted in my life. But I knew that Chicken had to win. Chicken had to win. This was his moment. This was the time. It was finally time to go. Who was it who got injured the first time that this was supposed to happen?
It was Mark.
So Mark got injured. Yeah. Won. Yep. And then there was no way that they could have done the match. So finally getting this match.
It was still Claudio that was Ring of Honor World Champion at that time during the summer. That's when they did the trigger in Queens.
Yep. And that's the reason why I was like, you know what, man? It was his time. It was his time. Not only was it his time, Eddie came out here and let his fucking 4 pillars flag fly, bro. He showed us exactly who he can be. Fucking great blend of all the things he's learned in the past. Great blend of everything he's done here in Ring of Honor, not just in Tony's Ring of Honor, in Ring of Honor in general. Both of these guys showing what they were made to do, getting color, the ring psychology, everything that happened here was wrestling. This was wrestling to the nth degree. Mark trying his best with the froggy bow, still not getting it until he hit his brother's patented move, the J Driller, and that's what ended the match. And then even to the down to the T of the people who came out. The people who came out at the end were all former Ring of Honor OGs, bro. It wasn't a whole bunch of random guys from the locker room that weren't doing shit at the moment. Cody. It wasn't bitch motherfuckers like the production staff. Bruce Pritchard. It wasn't even the owner of the company. Where the fuck was Tony? He wasn't even there.
The Young Bucks.
It was the people who needed to be there. You understand? Everything about this match deserves to go. Every last damn thing, down to the T, down to the streamers at the end. You know what I'm saying? Down to his family coming in. You know what I'm saying? Because his family has been the driving force of his wrestling career. Just every little detail. I don't think it gets any better than this, man, when it comes to crowning a new champion for a company that meant so much to that man. And a company that's probably going to continue to, fill his pockets.
Yeah.
And continue to fulfill his dreams. So, man, all I can say is congratulations. Congratulations, Chicken. 1,000,000 times congratulations. And as hard as Sheeta and Athena was, man, that was a great match. But these motherfuckers just went the extra distance to me. They really went out there and killed that shit, bro. If TJ and I ever had a match, I want this to be the match that we put out. You feel me? Like this is, and then at the end, yo, let's go grab a beer, let's hang out, let's chill in the locker room with our beer and talk some shit. And we got ice packs on us, and we still being the goofballs, and we challenging more motherfuckers.
Yeah,
which is what they did.
They cut that promo. We're right into talking about the house. I love that promo. Right into talking about the House of Black. If we did this to each other and we like each other,
yep,
y'all don't know what's going to
Imagine
happen.
what we could do.
Y'all know what's gonna happen to y'all. Like y'all fucked. So again, GOAT tier match and one hell of a show. This right here. I mean, if WrestleMania would have put out matches like this, I would have lost my fucking mind.
Final grade for Supercard of Honor and Match of the Night, guys. Before we get on to Mania,
I will go with Match of the Night. Is so hard, man. But I'm gonna give that main event the Match of the Night. I am just because the moment. Like sometimes I push back on the idea of wrestling being more about moments than anything else. But when a moment supplants a match in the way that it did with Mark and winning the title and everything, I think that's what makes pro wrestling beautiful. So that's my match of the night, and I'm gonna give the show on the whole. I'm gonna give it an A minus, B plus, A minus. Solid good, high good. I think again, Ring of Honor pay-per-views under Tony so far haven't really missed. They've all been good to great at the very least. Again, the TV, like I said, I compared it to Black and Gold NXT in that the TV is really simple, and there's a couple of things that you latch onto from the TV that are consistent week to week, but it's the pay-per-views, the takeovers, quote unquote, that are really the thing that pull you in with the big matches and the big payoffs and all those types of things. So yeah. Hey.
I'm gonna give the show it's gonna get an A. Match of the night, I was gonna give it to Starks and Aminata because I'm such a sucker for tournaments. That would just be too obvious for me. So that would just be second place. I have to give it to the main event because this was Mark's time. This was definitely Mark's time. And I'm very happy that Ring of Honor finally pulled the trigger and gave it to a Ring of Honor legend like Mark Briscoe, who deserved it and who earned it after working so hard in that company that he was still committed to. Even when the doors closed, he still went back when they opened right back up again because he knew that was his home. And Ring of Honor basically showed two things. They finally gave the chicken his moment. And second, Ring of Honor returned home to Philly. They wanted to remind people that we're back. We're back where we started. And we're going to be better than ever after this fucking event. We're going to be seeing that every week. And I hope it becomes a spectacle. So yeah, show's getting an A. And the main event was my match of the night.
I mean, it's going to be down the line because I really like this match. I feel like they really went the distance. I feel like they pulled out all the extra stops. I feel like they went there. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, this shit is damn near GOAT tier. Like, this was like beyond GOAT tier. Shit was like almost S tier. Like, it was really, really good, bro. Like, I couldn't have wrote down or came up with in my head a better match. I got more than what I expected. And you know, like how do you top a match where you have every? It's like it's a Rembrandt match. It's a Rembrandt match, and I will call it that. And anybody who got a problem with can fight me. This shit is a Rembrandt match. Everything about it was excellent. The show in general, great time, great show. Matches were fun. Even the silly matches were fun. I mean, I'm gonna give this, I guess, an A, man. I can't. I don't see A minus at best. You know, I guess some of the goofier matches went on a little too long, and little things. But I'm nitpicking. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty good. I'm gonna give it A minus at best. Let's just leave it at A minus.
All right. Well, We end Friday off on an honorable note. Starting off the weekend, Saturday night was WrestleMania 40 at the Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with a combined attendance of 145,298. Night one was 72,543. Same number, but 755 extra for that event as well. We had a total of 13 matches that took place. Night one had 7, night 2 had 6. So this is the tale of this fucking Codelander finally finishing the goddamn story. We open up the damn show with the WWE Women's World Championship match, and that is Mommy defending her belt against the fucking man. This match was 17 minutes and 5 seconds. Let's begin the rambling, gentlemen.
Oh, I didn't think it went that long. That's good. Apparently Becky was sick. I think he had
Rhea was sick.
Oh damn!
It was Rhea.
It was
Rhea had a busted wrist.
She had a 102 fever and she had a panic attack.
Yeah, I thought I heard one of the commentators say Becky was sick, so maybe that's why I thought that. But yeah, I guess they weren't 100%. Put it like that. And I still thought they did pretty good, especially for an opener. Like I said for months going in, like I remember I said a few months ago, Becky's probably the best person to face her in Mania because no one's ever over when they wrestle Rhea. Like the crowd just chants "Mommy" the whole match, and then it's whatever. And yeah, Becky was the right person to wrestle her because she's probably the only person, maybe, that anyone would have cared about going up against Rhea on this because they definitely love Mommy. These crowds are in love with Mommy, and I get it. And we actually got a match with some heat here. Like that's been my issue with Rhea from month to month of WWE when she even wrestles, because she hardly ever even wrestles on pay-per-view. Her matches never have any heat. This match had heat. Rhea was able to capitalize off that, be a power wrestler. She's a great power wrestler. Becky had good babyface fire. She was able to fight from underneath and get good hope spots. Like in a way, I feel like the match sets up for where you could come back to it where Rhea won and Becky could see it like, well, give me another shot. I wasn't at my best, that type of deal. But Rhea definitely got the strong, clean win. He's clearly the star of the division right now. Perhaps, one of the biggest women stars in the whole company. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a good.
Rhea has now become untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that there's nobody left for her because from what I was looking at last night, it looks like she has unfinished business with Liv Morgan.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Do we not like that? Do we not like that?
I mean, I don't, but whatever.
I don't see Liv winning. I mean, they'd have to build her the entire fuck up to.
So it's gonna be the problem I just said.
The only build that they have for her is like, you broke my arm, bitch, and I want revenge. It's like that's so hokey. It's like, okay, that there's your motive, but it's like, really, the tiny girl thinks she could beat Mommy. At this point, she could spit on her and call her scum, and she'll fucking love it.
Well, that applies to all of us.
Honestly,
Got him.
look, this is a fun wrestling match for what it was, and I didn't get to say this. Triple H opened up the show. That was pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, a new era, Paul Levesque era, no more sports entertainment. It's now pro wrestling. Commentators are now saying pro wrestling. You know, it just feels so alive and free that it's like, oh, we're back to saying First Amendment things. They're letting them fucking swear on commentary now, which is like,
so
I don't
Hazel,
know.
do you feel so alive for the very first time?
I don't feel that alive.
Oh, I can't deny you.
Oh Lord.
Yo, the match though, Becky was a great opponent. She was a good opponent for Rhea. The build for it was a little myth because you don't really get to see mommy wrestle a lot on TV. And that's the thing. Like, how can you do build when it's like when mommy's the only person talking but not competing? And you got Becky out here competing, talking, book promoting, book publishing, book signing, book everything. You know, mother. Also, I'd be forgetting that.
Mother,
boy.
author, wrestler, actor.
The matriarchy.
She is the matriarchy. She is the true mother of wrestling.
Yes. I feel this was the right call because this is going to be run back. And you said it, you hit the nail on the head. This is going to be run back, and this is going to be going back to Cleveland since that's where SummerSlam is going to be. Let's give Becky some time off because she got to go be a mother. Stop bringing your baby to all the shows. That shit's annoying. Go take care of your husband who should be off TV for maybe 2 fucking years because I don't want to see his bitch ass anymore.
Damn.
And you know, go promote the book. Like, yo,
where should go put the baby?
He said, he
the
said
baby on tour. Or have him stay in the house and take care of the baby while you go promote the book.
That's home. He can take care of the baby.
Yeah, take care of the fucking baby.
He said Seth is out here giving him Chris Jericho vibes at this point.
God damn.
This nigga, I've been giving this nigga Jericho vibes for years. Ever since we got back to live crowds, it's like, yo, go the fuck away, my nigga. Because again, my nigga, this is a nigga that only came back from his knee injury that was like 9 fucking years ago. It's like, bro, go home. You were never that guy. And stop pretending that you was that guy just because, they gave you a championship and you was on the show every week.
So, all right, say he takes like a year off. He comes back in a year. Would you be fine with him then?
I'll be fine if it was a year. If it's like a year or like maybe 15 months, I'm fine with that. But yo, I'm still gonna give the women's match. It was still a fucking. It gets a 3.5. I loved Becky putting mommy over here. It shows mommy's dominance. It shows that mommy will forever be on top, whether if it's matches, championships, merchandise, money, the faction. You know, she got it all. There's nobody that can touch her. Not Jade, not Naomi, not fucking Bianca, not anyone in the SmackDown Women's division. She's untouchable. Go ahead, Six.
WrestleMania, pomp and circumstance. So that's what I'm going to talk about right quick. Y'all can fight me on it. Yo, how do y'all feel about the new little Guardians of the Galaxy looking ass intro to the thing, the new Then Now Forever? How do y'all feel about that? I really fuck with it.
I fuck with it. Yeah. And you know the cool thing about it too? They have it for an end. They have an ending for it.
Now they have an ending now?
Yeah, when it goes to like the credits, it goes face to black and then it shows the closing signature.
Nice. Now they have a closing sig. That's cool.
Yep. I'm just like, oh shit, look at Triple H putting in that good TKO budget.
And on top of that, the fucking camera angles that they used for when the opponents were in the ring. That shit was fucking gorgeous. The way that the background just kind of like blurs out and the main focus is on the wrestlers and they got that steady cam so it doesn't go up, down, left or right. It just follows the wrestler wherever the cameraman goes. Golly, man, that shit was fucking gorgeous, man.
I would say WWE, my bad, Six, but real quick, I would say WWE having decent camera work again is nice.
It's nice.
Also,
man, you know what was fucking great? You know what was fucking great? Not having Hulk Hogan open the show, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Levesque. Paul Levesque, ladies and gentlemen, yes. He understood. We tired of that shit, nigga. What the fuck? He came out and opened up WrestleMania like, this is NXT. Wait a minute. No. This is WrestleMania. Yeah, that shit was great. Motionless and White bringing out Rhea Ripley. So me being a mommy fan, I've actually dug deep into the situation way before this even happened. So Yoshi put me on to Motionless and White before they even did her song, and apparently Rhea Ripley was so enamored with their work and their look and everything about them that she got most of her look, most of her layout when she became super goth mommy from them, which to me is absolutely awesome. But then at the same time, it creates this little like weird twin moment where when Rhea comes out and you see Chris and Rhea standing next to each other, you're like, yo, are these motherfuckers brother and sister for real? Because this shit is fucking crazy. They really look like fucking twins. TJ,
God.
Hazel,
was so weird.
Come on now. Didn't they look creepy as hell?
They
did. I said, I was like, oh, this is creepy.
That shit was crazy, bro.
They are identical.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It was crazy as hell. This is my brutality, the demons in your dreams. I love that whole song. I love the look. I love the vibe. Yo, and then on top of that, I really respect that they put Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley, and I feel like it couldn't have been anybody else. I feel like at this point, when we look at Becky Lynch, we see, when it comes to women, we see a wrestler's wrestler. She goes out there and she'll take any punch she's got to take. She'll go out there and take any hit she's got to take. And because of that, this was one of the hardest hitting matches that they even had on this night, because the fact that everything else was just kind of like all over the place. This match was straight to the point. It was a good match. There was nothing out of the ordinary, and it felt like a nice little fight. There was a nice little build to it. Nothing too crazy. I kind of wish it even had more build, because I feel like the build to it was just kind of like nor here nor there. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like she went like, Becky went through a bit of a gauntlet and went through some of the opponents, but there's not really that many people on the Raw women's roster to really feel like a threat to Rhea Ripley. And that's something that they're going to have to deal with when it comes to the draft. You feel me? They're going to have to position certain people and move certain people around in order to be able to continue her story as a dominant champion, because at this point, it's kind of like I beat everybody. I did everything I had to do. You know what I'm saying? And even at the end of the match, after everything was done and she went backstage, Charlotte was there, gave her a big old hug. This is your moment, and this was Rhea's big. This is her winning the belt was like, I made it. And her defending the belt now is like, this is mine. This is mine. This is my spot. She should be a main eventer at this point. Like, she should be able to main event a pay-per-view at this point. Like, I feel like WWE needs to go back to having women main event pay-per-views and giving them the time and the shine that they really deserve. Just saying, WWE. Again, good match. Match itself, I'm gonna give it a high good to low bars, just because of the fact that it was a really good match, but it needed an extra step. I feel like it needed an extra step.
Young one wants to know what we thought about the stage before we get to the next match.
Hazel didn't really like the stage too much. I liked it. I feel like.
Well, go ahead. Then I'll say my share.
All right. I felt like it was better than what they've been doing, which is usually just a Tron. This time they had the XL and they had a little, things here and then. They had an extra Tron that you don't really see until they like pan out, and that one was behind into the back, and it was way bigger. So like when you step back and watch the entire thing, it looked crazy, like crazy huge when they actually panned out. Again, shout out to the camera work, shout out to the drone, shout out to all of that, because that's what made it look like an even bigger stage.
So okay, so when we saw the unveiling before we went live for Ring of Honor, I wasn't looking at spoilers or leaks of photos or still shots of what the stage was looking at during construction. My whole thing was I was anticipating something spectacular, like something that had to do with the Liberty Bell, since they are in Philly. It has to be a Philly themed thing. when they did the unveiling, I'm like, who the fuck are these fucking ninja kids doing flips like they're in a PWG show? Like, this is not it. And then they do all the lame posing and then pyro. I'm like, eh? And then okay, we get to the show, and then the show just made the stage look even better. You know.
Hold on, Hazel. Did you really just
Who are these niggas?
some little kids, man?
Yeah, because who the fuck were they?
Damn, man. Damn, Hazel. He really just pulled up. These kids went out there. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They got dragged into this, and Hazel just like,
Who are these niggas?
and we were like, damn, they kids, man. Let them do their thing, man.
Oh, what? The stage looked pretty dope. I mean, with all the graphics and the Tron, and it looked pretty dope at night too. The big XL was basically the main theme for it, which again,
hey, then you're gonna ask me why I liked it.
The fact that it was, to me, when I first saw it, I was like, oh my nigga, it's just a bunch of screens. But then I thought to myself, you know what? It may be a bunch of screens better than that big ass Mania 35 screen.
Yeah, just one giant LED screen.
Y'all niggas,
that's the thing for me.
Yeah.
For me, I just think it's a better version of the Mania 35 screen. So, like it's a big screen with a little bit of other screens around it and some lights. Like I don't think it was bad by any means. Like I thought it's a pretty good stage, but I didn't think it was like, I don't know. I guess I'm thinking about like last year's Mania stage. That shit was genuinely incredible.
That one was good. That one was
amazing.
Genuinely incredible. Like last year's Mania stage was insane. So like I don't know. I guess I thought this year I was like, well, that's okay. I didn't,
But like I said, better than WrestleMania 35. And when you step back and look at that giant Tron that they had behind it, I was like,
that's what for me. I thought of WrestleMania 35. I was like, oh, this is WrestleMania 35, but just better.
The right way.
That's it. But I didn't think it was like anything super special.
It was cool.
It was cool.
So I forgot that some of these matches had sponsorships. So the Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch match.
Oh no, not this shit.
Sponsored by Wipe Your Ass.
Dude wipes.
They gotta start listing the sponsors on Cage Match.
Oh my god! Just wait. What were all the sponsors? Do you have all the sponsors on Cage Match?
I don't. That's what I'm saying. They should start doing that.
From what I remember, Dude Wipes, Aguas Frescas, Wingstop.
We'll get to the Aguas Frescas one in a minute.
Yeah, we remember all the
Prime.
Prime, indeed.
Snickers, Slim Jim.
Okay, no. The Rhea Ripley one and the Becky was sponsored by the fucking
and an American home.
Yeah, American Shield Insurance, whatever the fuck it is.
Whatever the fuck it was.
That was one of the matches that was sponsored by either that or C4. But the 6-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed tag team title is now forever gone because they separated the belts. This match was sponsored by Dude Wipe. So yeah, wipe your ass, people.
Wipe your ass,
please.
This had A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory,
down.
Grayson Waller. That's a stupid fucking name. The Awesome Truth of the Miz and R-Truth. That's a stupid fucking name. The Judgment Day of Finn Balor and Damian Priest. That's a cool fucking name. Yeah. DIY of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Why they look like DX when they came out?
They were DX though. Yo, they were not TJ. What was it you said?
Fucking cosplay wrestlers. They're Cell as wrestlers. Cosplay.
Yep. They were the culmination of all. They have all the powers of all the wrestlers, all the tag teams, all the greatest tag teams. Yeah.
The New Day repping Philly hard with the Rocky gear and the New Catch Republic, which by God is the worst fucking name to exist in wrestling history. So the titles had to be separated. So this is what happened. A-Town Down Under won the SmackDown Tag Team belts, and the Awesome Truth won the Raw Tag Team belts. This was 17 minutes and 25 seconds. Let's ramble on, guys.
Yeah, this is the WrestleMania get them all on the card showcase match, and they had some ideas for it, and they had some fun. Everybody took a couple of crazy bumps, and Then Truth got to have his big moment with everybody going crazy. And people really went crazy for Truth. Like what? It was actually kind of alarming. Not alarming, but like, yo, when Truth started climbing that ladder toward the end, fucking everybody got up. It was like the main event. I was like, whoa, they want to see Truth with this shit, and he did. And everybody was happy, and it was good. It was nice. So yeah, I don't have much to say beyond that. You seen one of these? You seen most of them. Solid, good. Shout out to Consequences Creed crossing the line.
He did come out to that name. You can't call him that. Relax.
That nigga was Consequences Creed.
Nah, he was. You can't fucking fight that.
He had the fro, he had the gear, he had everything. Yeah,
that nigga was 100% Consequences Creed.
All he needed was Black Machismo, Jay Lethal in his corner, and there you go. You got Lethal Consequences making the WrestleMania debut.
Kofi should have dressed up as Black Machismo.
Yeah, he should have, yo.
That would have been crazy.
But nah, it was a Philly thing, so I respect that. So that's probably how I got away with it too. Hey, are you fucking dressing up in your TNA gimmick? No.
You know what would have been fun that actually would have added to it? If R-Truth would have had a moment where they're like standing next to each other side by side.
And yes.
And then they help each other out a little bit and do Truth and Consequences for one moment.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And only the people who watch TNA would get it.
Yo, they would know. We would have known right there in a heartbeat.
I would have told if I could have been in Paul's ear, I would have told them, yo, do this one spot because it's gonna be very funny for those people who know. And it'll only be an insider for those, yeah.
It would be
but you gotta remember WWE fans aren't they're not those
a lot of them
so like us at home who are like just wrestling fans in general would be like, but yeah.
What'd you give this match, CJ?
Good.
Yeah, this was get everybody on the fucking card and
yay.
That's how they fucking did it. SmackDown had a tournament to determine 2 teams to go in, and I'm like, cool. Raw just basically said we're just gonna do regular tag matches, and whoever wins is in the match. Cool. Match starts, it's like everybody do your shit. Get a ladder, climb up, fall over, get the Wiley cam, get a table, do all the crazy stuff. Make sure the ladders don't fucking break when you climb them. And
about that.
Yeah. Make sure R-Truth gets the WrestleMania moment, aka I don't understand why a hot tag was necessary, but it became valid in a tag match that had nothing to do with tags. It wasn't like, yo, my nigga, you're it. Go do your shit. No, just get out there and do your shit. But I get it. It was funny and I enjoyed it. This is the shit that pissed me off, and that's A-Town Down Under. It's not because of them winning. They made this shit feel like a fucking rat race because they just grabbed the ladder. Everybody dies in like fucking 5 minutes into the match. Everybody dies. They grab a ladder. They jump straight to winning the SmackDown tag team belts. And I'm like, this can't be it, right? These niggas can't just win and just think that like, all right, we're done. We can go home, right? Bye, vacation. That pissed me off because I feel like they did nothing. And like, once again, Austin Theory thinks that like, oh, I'm having a Mania moment. Wow, you won the tag belts, my nigga. So fucking what? Like, you're not doing shit because the crowd still don't give a fuck about you. And then shit got real. The minute everybody got up and they're like, "Oh, you won the belts? Okay, you're dead." They basically they did all the spots and they all died. Fucking Johnny Gargano and Pete Dunne. I hope they're okay after that leaping tornado DDT off the over the top rope into that table. Yo, I thought Pete Dunne was dead. That man was. Like, talk about a car crash. This match was a definite car crash. And again, WWE, I get that you're trying to protect your wrestlers. And the only reason why you're trying to protect your wrestlers is nobody wants to pull a Joey Mercury. And you don't want anybody pulling a Joey Mercury.
Yeah.
But it's fucking Mania. Either have referees inside the ring trying to hold the ladder together or get some actual fucking ladders for these fuckers to climb. There's this one ladder, and Jessica Carr's like, yo, Priest, no, you'll fall, and you'll break your ankle. And I'm like,
yeah, there's got to be a balance there. Like you said, protect the boys, yes, but
like
that fucking ladder was lean. And
here's the thing: if it was me, I would have just been like, all right, let's have all the prop ladders be all surrounding the ring, the ones that y'all can use to kill each other with. And let's get the real ladder out to climb up so that nobody kills themselves when they fucking fall or break their ankles like this is an N1 mixtape. My nigga. Match was fun. And R-Truth having his Mania moment, fucking great. I really enjoyed it. It's just, you know what? There was a bit too much here that everybody was, it was pretty scarce. And we got to be more precautious about this type of shit. I'm still going to give the match a fucking 3.5. It's fun as hell.
Man, this match was all sorts of fun, fucking silly, fucking cool angles. Fucking, it was what it had to be. It was exactly what it had to be. Multi-man match, ladders involved. Everyone goes crazy. I want to give a shout out, and I want to give him his flowers to Tyler Bate. Go back and watch that match and watch all the crazy shit Tyler Bate was doing.
The airplane spin with the ladder. That's what
with the fucking jumping off every fucking which way he could.
Was it Finn that he had on top of the ladder?
Well, it was Finn. It was Finn. Okay, he had Finn upside down. He had the ladder on top of Finn. He had Kofi, I believe, coming in to try to stop him, and he got cracked with the damn ladders, which is thank God. Another thing about the ladders, I mean, I think they just went to the same people that AEW gets their ladders from because their ladders are also crap. So,
might be right.
I can't. You know what I'm saying? My hands are tied on that one. Anybody want to say shit about, yo, but look, see, WWE got shitty ladders.
These ladders
AEW has shitty ladders too.
They do too. They get them from the same company, it looks like.
It looks like, yeah. I want to talk about the entrances too. Again, the cool entrances with Creed doing the whole, flashback, and with of course Kofi doing the Rocky thing, of course Finn Balor and the Judgment Day. Let's just say the Judgment Day in total, so I don't have to say both names.
Yes.
The fact that they had all that cool Kane and Undertaker kind of vibe. It wasn't just like a little Kane tribute because obviously the look was a Kane tribute.
It was like a Puerto Rican.
It was also a Puerto Rican. Yes, it was also a Puerto Rican carnival mask. Yeah. And if you know anything about Puerto Rican carnival, it was pretty cool. It's one of the guys who cracks the whips and stuff at you. It was pretty dope that he put a little bit of his culture along with a little bit of people that inspired him, like Kane and Undertaker. Like, I loved all of it, and I had so much fun watching him just come out here and just show why he ended up doing what he ended up doing at night 2, which is like, I truly feel like he's one of those guys who can do anything. You could put him in any type of match and he'll find a way to make it look good. And I mean, it made sense that, of course, Regeneration X, who do you guys love the whole entrance with the whole DX gimmick?
It was fun. It was
that shit was so much fun, bro. You have fun though. You have fun.
Funny.
Them being the cell of the fucking Tommaso Ciampa wearing Triple H gear and Shawn Michaels gear with Gargano. I also like how everyone was like really trying to get those belts. There wasn't a moment where it didn't feel like they were all rushing to grab a ladder and go for that belt. Even when we had that one funny moment where that shit got fucked up, and I forgot if it was either Truth or Kofi, who basically had to hand him a new ladder.
We're reviewing WrestleMania. You should stick around for this. We're talking about wrestling.
We're talking about wrestling.
Yeah. And with all of that, I'm just gonna say, man, it was a really good match. It was I can't complain about it. I'm gonna give it a 3.5, also known as a good and a half.
Next match that took place, LWO's Rey Mysterio, and taking the place of Dragon Lee is Andrade. And they're in tag team action against Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic Mysterio, sponsored by Agua Frescas.
Racist.
This was 11 minutes and 5 seconds.
That's racist.
First of all, Bondage Taker is crazy. I've not seen.
Yo, Bondage Taker, Bisexual Taker.
I've seen bisexual.
Puerto Rican Taker.
Yo, stop telling me about fucking weird wrestling fan fictions that y'all be coming up with.
It is very fanfic based. I don't know, but people having fun. Villain,
China.
Yes, we watched it. Villain, what the hell are you talking about? It's on YouTube. It's on everything. We watch it.
Yeah, go watch us. Watch it.
Fuck you mean?
But yeah, this match, SmackDown match, and then I guess they even realized it was a SmackDown match, so they decided to bring in fucking Jason Kelsey and all right, bad. That's all I got to say. SmackDown match with a WrestleMania finish. Bad.
This match could suck my dick, bro.
Oh my god.
Yo, I don't understand why you. First of all, this match was racist. Fuck this fucking ad.
The sponsor was racist, not the match.
fuck the sponsorship. That shit was racist as fuck.
Oh man,
my nigga, you ruined Andrade. You ruined Legado. My nigga, you could have done so many things that were possible to make this match interesting. Number one, you could have had Carlito turn on the LWO.
That's not cool.
You could have done that. Number two, this whole thing could have, this whole thing could have been fine if you just had Legado fucking win. Did Ray need this win? No. Did Dominic need to be in this match? No, but they wanted father and son to wrestle each other anyway because they really had no other option. They're like, all right, we're just going to make the Latino match and we're going to do this for the
They
Latino
had mad options. They had mad. What do you mean? There's like 20 niggas in each faction. They didn't have to do this.
Well, that's what they fucking
What happened to Dragon?
Go ahead, finish, because I want to put a bullet in this.
So, and then all the the match was going so well, and all of a sudden, the fucking football people show up, and I'm just like, why did that need to happen? Why did the fucking LWO of all people had to call in backup from fucking defensive linemen from one Kelsey that's not even dating Taylor Swift? You brought in the wrong one, you dickweeds, and you just ruined the whole fucking match. You lost me in so many ways. You could have done the fucking heel turn with Carlito and got it over with. LWO didn't need to win. Ray didn't need to fucking win. Dom did not need to be in this fucking match. It should have just been Ray and Santos one-on-one. You had it right there in the bag. Fuck everybody in Legado. Fuck everybody in the LWO. It gets a fucking knout.
Damn. This
match could suck a dick.
You let me down big time this weekend. I came to your channel to watch WrestleMania with you. You were watching Collision. We were watching WrestleMania before we were watching Collision. What do you mean?
Yeah, they were. You're wilding. You're wilding.
It's because you like AEW, villain. It's because you like AEW.
Yeah, you like AEW. That's what you watch. Because we spent a whole fucking 5 hours watching this shit.
I'm a SpongeBob Mr. Krabs. You like AEW, don't you, villain?
You like it. You like it. Definitely do. All right.
From now on, I Chris, you big homie, the Con Zombie and Tony Jr. Oh, because TJ, I actually like that. All right, fair enough. Go ahead, 6.
It's my time.
Yes.
It's for me.
It's for you.
Arn, please.
I'll pull out the Glock, put it on his forehead, and spill his brains all over the concrete.
What the fuck was this? Now, you have Carlito, who hasn't had a true Mania match since he's been back. Dragon Lee, who just came in. Andrade, who just came in. Santos, who could have used the great WrestleMania match. fucking both the old school Legado boys and the new school Legado boys. Zelina Vega, Carissa Rivera. No. We're gonna give you the same old motherfucking bullshit. Let's add Dom to this. Why? No one fucking knows. No one fucking cares. Just so that we can add Rey Mysterio to it. Who the fuck asked for Rey Mysterio when Carlito is right fucking there? For your nostalgia pop, you fucking bozos. From booking to execution, this shit was bad. There was no reason to have these NFL guys. They didn't even get a pop. No one gave a fuck that they came out.
Well, they had masks. They were masked.
Even when they removed the masks, who popped?
Probably some Eagles fans,
apparently Philly.
I didn't hear a damn person in that crowd get louder than what they were during the match. This match was asinine. Asinine. It did not need to be. Not a damn thing about this was entertaining. The match wasn't even good. You have a return in Andrade. And that's what frustrates me. It's like you have all the components. You gave me the book, right? You gave me the book. You said, all right, right. We need something for the LWO and the Legado to do. I would have booked you instead of putting Andrade in the LWO, like doesn't make any sense. He's a fucking heel. I would have put him in El Legado and I would have had him go up against Carlito. And that would have been a match that everybody would have wanted to see. With the proper booking and the proper, because they didn't even have a reason. Like there was no real animosity. There wasn't a bill. It was just, we turned on you and we did our own thing. And then now the Dom doesn't like his father. Oh, he's gonna come back to face his father. Like we didn't see that shit just last year. This was the stupidest fucking match they could have came up with. And I feel bad. Because part of being Afro-Latino is being Latino. We got a culture that we share. You feel me? And I'm over here looking at this goofy ass shit. I was like, yo, could it be some indie wrestlers? Could it be some new signees? Anybody that would have gave us like a true feeling of like, who could these people be? No, man, it's just Philadelphia Eagles.
Bro, I felt offended. This whole match offended me.
Yo, if this was a regular pay-per-view, they might have gotten a pop. Most of the motherfuckers in there was from New York, from Cali, from Jersey. Fucking England. Yeah. From England.
Football, bro. You know football
from Germany. From Germany. This is a global audience in this arena. Who the fuck cares?
Philly pop.
maybe that one guy from
the
Yugoslavia.
3 motherfuckers who are actually from Philly in that bitch. Now I'm trolling and I'm exaggerating, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, this match was for nobody. The extra shit Rey Mysterio and fucking Andrade weren't even down that bad when they came in. They looked like heels.
That's what I thought they were at first. I was like, huh?
This not only did the booking make no sense, not only did the execution make no sense, it hurt your fucking product, my nigga. These niggas look goofy. And everybody in the ring look like fucking midgets next to these guys.
How you gonna get the Latino demographic on your side now?
This is fucking ass, bro.
How?
Ass, bro. Oh, the white guys gotta come in and save the fucking Mexicans, huh? Fuck y'all.
Donald Trump shit.
Fuck y'all, booking. In the match that they had Aguas Frescas as the damn sponsor. Suck my dick. WWE's gonna change. WWE's gonna change. Vince is gone. All the bullshit is gone. When Bruce Pritchard came out, that's when I knew ain't nothing going. They might change the way shit look, a little bit of the feel on the outside for the people. The locker room might not be as hostile because of the people in the locker room. But if you're gonna really sit here and tell me that that company on a corporate basis is any different than the same people who pulled all that fucking sex trafficking and racist bullshit and sexist bullshit, all that shit, I'd call you insane. This entire thing was asinine. And the only reason why I'm even giving it this review that I'm giving it is because when I don't like something, I'm going to point out every fucking reason so that when you do something like that again, you remember that you have to make a change. And this shit was fucking stupid. And I hope that a shit ton of fans turn and watch this review for this moment right here, because I want them to eat the motherfuckers.
What's the
I'm
grade?
just saying this shit gets balls in mouth. I created an entirely new fucking rating for these motherfuckers. It is called balls in mouth. These balls, your mouth.
My God.
It's neat. It's fucking yeet versus no yeet. And this match was also 11 minutes and 5 seconds. Let's ramble on.
I made it as simple as I could possibly make it when we talked about it the other day. This match was what people who hate the Young Bucks pretend Young Bucks matches are. No flow, no pace, no psychology, super kicks. There was an attempt at like telling a story at some point, with Jay and Jimmy, the whole "you're still my brother, I love you, I'm sorry," all that. But only in between 250,000 super kicks. Like, I like Jay, I like Jimmy. This wasn't it. Who booked this shit? Hi, Dave. Why do you hate life? What happened? Get in here. Talk about WrestleMania.
Ramblemaina.
Shout out Chris LeClaire.
He ain't
3
even
games
watch
left
that
in the
shit.
regular NBA season. Let's go Heat. You know how we rock it. We just beat the Hawks tonight. No.
Yo, this
no
match could also suck a dick indeed. This match was terrible. Very terrible. And again, this is we're just gonna keep pushing Jay like nothing happened here. Like the crowd didn't just basically have their dick in their hands waiting for something cool to happen. No, it was just super kicks galore, super kicks galore. Hey, you wanna know what made this more interesting? If their dad showed up, or if anyone in the fucking family showed up. Not this whole, "You're my brother. I love you. Come and hug me." Psych. This is so fucking lame, bro. This is the type of shit that you would just turn off just so you can have sex with your girlfriend. And once it's all over, it's on to the next match.
I 100% would have. I swear to God, I would have. Dave, you didn't watch Mania? Were you working?
He did tell me that he was working because I had to hit him up if he was good since he didn't send his.
But yeah, Mans was busy.
He had to go handle some stuff. He was busy, but not my
nigga. That much,
like that ass. This yo. Again, this is one of those that I was saying, yo, you can have all the fucking hype in the world. You can make this shit feel like it's gonna be one of the greatest brother versus brother matches ever, and then come to find out, you just got your dick in your hand waiting for something to happen, and then all bro, I just Brett and Owen, okay? Let's just get that out of the way. All these brothers.
If you expected Brett and Owen, though, I think you're wilding because
I was not expecting that. I
was
not expecting
that.
I expected something.
But it's just like, yo, I expected at least more than, oh, I'm gonna give my brother the second controller and he just fucking does one move. Like, that's embarrassing. This is absolutely embarrassing. And this is what this match was. Giving your brother the controller and all he's doing is just spamming Hadoukens. Now, my nigga, this is bad. This was so bad. And to have to give Lil Wayne the bag I'm like, bro, take your blood versus Crip shit and go shove that up your ass.
Waste of a Wheezy performance.
Waste of a Wheezy performance. Waste of a bunch of fucking outfits. Like they try to look all fresh just to give us a flaccid fucking match. I could have had sex with Amanda again if that was the fucking case. Fucking
you already
now.
got to put it down.
Now.
So Lil Wayne came out and sang a Millie, and I kind of wish that Jay went all the way with it. I wish that they sang a Millie all the way down to the ring. I kind of wish they did that. I feel like this match was a lot of, because I didn't hate it. It wasn't like the worst thing in the world. It was a regular main roster match on a regular TV show on a Raw or SmackDown. I expected a little more out of this. I really wish Rikishi was the ref. I feel like that would have added an extra layer. I feel like they could have done.
Ref.
Wait, you had your turn. I really wish that because I feel like they could have put little things that would have added a little sprinkles of story here and there. I don't know who the agent was for this match, but I would definitely go back and review this person as an agent, and I would really sit down and be like, you know, you've done some good matches, but there was a disconnect. There was a big disconnect and a lot of wasted potential here. Jimmy and Jay are athletes. They're great athletes. They can do a lot of cool shit. They've proven in their tag runs that they can do some awesome, incredible back and forth, a lot of, alternating moves. You know what I'm saying? They've proven that they have everything they need right here in order to put out a really, really good high caliber match. And I feel like it didn't have the animosity that it should have been. But I think, you know what that is? I think that was Roman Reigns syndrome. I think that was bloodline syndrome. I really feel like the people who were trying to build this feud were so busy on that Rock Roman situation that they didn't put enough effort into this right here. And I feel like this could have been something great. Instead, it was just mid. It was right in the middle, nothing special. I'm going to give this, I didn't hate it. So I'm just going to give it a high bat, not a nout like they did. But the reason why I'm giving it a high bat versus an absolute nout is because within the match, I saw a lot of athleticism and I saw a lot of potential. When Jay jumped off and he turned mid-air to hit that splash, that looked cool as fuck. There were moments here and there where you look at both men and you're like, that was kind of cool. But there was nothing. It was just so
Again, I don't see how a match like that basically gets Jey Uso in the main event of Raw to win a fatal four-way to become the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title. How is that fucking possible after a garbage performance like that?
Because, like I said, I honestly believe that it was I wouldn't base the performance on just them, because there's other people involved and agents and things of that nature who are like, this is how it has to be. This is what you should do this. And I feel like they should have put more input themselves. I guess maybe it was missing that thing. It was again, wasted potential.
At this point, you're the super kick guy. You're going to be the super kick guy until you actually do something that doesn't basically revolve around you super kicking people.
But then look at him in that match last night. You feel me? He did a lot more than just super kicks. He was out there wrestling. And I feel like these two didn't fucking do that.
Match.
They were missing that here.
So Bucks greater than Usos now? That's always been the case. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
They've always been Usos.
Who the fuck said that wasn't a fact?
There's people that say
Was
that.
it? Was it villain? Was it villain? Villain? Was it you?
Villain probably will say that at some point. If he's
He
still here,
probably would say
Yeah.
that. All right.
no,
so
the Bucks have, and they got the better singles match between them now too. BT's way better than that.
Yep.
So a 6-woman tag team match is up next.
Fun.
As Damage Controls, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane take on Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Jade Cargill. This was the shortest match on the night, and I could possibly say the shortest match throughout the entire weekend with 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Let's ramble on.
Whew. This portion of the show was tough to get through, boy.
Yes,
This-
it was.
Stinkers. And then, this wasn't a stinker, but like SmackDown match. SmackDown match with the added benefit of here is Jade Cargill. Like that was the big takeaway that you were supposed to take away from it.
Yes.
Jade Cargill is a star. She's the future. And she looked great. Like obviously the things, and I'm gonna leave it to 6 because he's gonna talk about that more. But the entrances really were what was going on here in the match. Like that's what I took away from it. Really,
That's my thing. That's my thing.
but all the ladies had very very cool entrances. From down to the Asian girls and everything for Damage Control, down to what Bianca and Naomi and Jade did. Like I thought it was all very fun, very cool. In the match, there was nothing wrong with the match. Like, the match was fine. Just like Chris says, showcase. So to showcase Jade, and that was really it. Like everybody else was there to make it all the other pieces fall into place, and they did just fine. Young Wolf says, all I'm gonna say is fuck the IWC for attack. I saw that because Mark Henry was talking about her dancing in the ring when the other girls came out. It's not that big a deal. Get over it, Mark. But yeah, this was fine. Jay looked good. Ty bad. Like, what can you really say?
Hey guys, this is sponsored by Wingstop.
Oh yeah,
That was racist. That was racist.
Racist pieces of shit.
That was racist.
Pieces of shit.
Yeah, let's have the wings during the black women and Asian women match. That's fucking racist.
And like the problem with that is, it's one thing if you just do that, but after fucking having the aguas frescas during the
match,
like
bad.
How does no one stop to
Bad.
think when they're running through the show and the sponsors and everything? Because someone had to do that. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Oh yeah, and
you know exactly what happened.
The brother versus brother match was also sponsored by Dude Wipe, so that match could go wipe its ass. Look, that caught me off guard because it's like, yeah, we black, we like chicken. I'm Japanese. Japanese do like fried chicken, but yo, the fuck, my nigga, like I see the signs. It's like that Wheel of Fortune guy actually spelling the N-word during a category, and it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? I'm gonna smack you guys for real.
Let me get a I. What was it? An N. Let me get an I. Let me get a G.
This whole match was basically nothing. The whole thing was, let's give the hot tag to Jade, and once Jade comes in, there's the match. Because I don't think anyone cared about Bianca and Naomi at that point.
Wow.
Everybody was there to see Jade. And Jade is the new toy that WWE is flaunting around, making its WrestleMania debut. Like, look, we got her with a legend, and we got her with the face of SmackDown, you know, one of our big women's main eventers, you know, and all that stuff. But watch when she gets into that ring. You're gonna be so excited. That's all it was. It's just wait for Jay to get the hot tag, do the moves, get the pin, look sexy while doing it. That's it. Did anyone even care? I mean, it was still fun. It was still fun, but I think the people who simped the most are the ones that cared. It was still.
It wasn't because of the simp thing. I like this.
It was still TV. It's TV shit. And there was more to it than that. Like, again, this was supposed to be for the women's tag belts, but Asuka injured. They figured, okay, let's get Dakota in there because, you know, Dakota needs a match, and let's get Jade in so that we could, you know, showcase her, because that was what this match was all about. And I think they did a really good job showcasing what she could do for that limited time. This match was basically sprinting for that hot tag. It gets a good because they made Jade look like a superstar here. But with the limited amount of stuff that she's doing now, she still has a lot more time to blossom and get used to the WWE style of wrestling. So I'll give this a pass because she still looked good while kicking ass.
I had fun with this match. I had fun with everything about it. I had a lot of fun here. Yes, it was a quick little whatever match, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, the geisha girl entrance was fucking cool for, of course, Asuka and Damage Control, and that was kind of cool. And then the girls coming out with this super cool remix of like Mortal Kombat meets X-Men was so fucking cool. They are on the Bobby Roode platform. You know what I'm saying? They got the lightning and all the cool lighting and man, yo, Jade being a remix of like Storm and Raiden. Of course, Bianca Belair being Cyclops. And then, of course, Trin being Kun Lao. And a little bit of Beyonce to it. It had a little Beyonce vibe to it as well.
I thought she was getting a Cowboy Carter on.
It was all... I mean, it could have been a mix of all of that. I liked all of it. It looks so cool. Then they come out here and they have a fun match. It was a fun match. I mean, anybody who said they didn't have fun watching this shit, Bianca Belair doing her shtick, Jade doing her stuff, the cameraman being horny as fuck. Because the cameraman was wilding at every turn when it came to Jade. And I was just like, cameraman, relax. I get it. You got a new cool lady to grill at, but relax. It's not that serious. Just chill. But these girls went out there and whooped ass. Trin, athletic as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I ain't got to say shit about Kairi Sane and Asuka. You already know where they stand. And of course, DK, Dakota guy. I mean, she's proven. So I feel like it was, time to like kind of show off. Of course, Jade, who's new and fresh, Trin, who's returning, and Bianca Belair, who unfortunately didn't have a world title match this year. But hey, fuck it. This is a good chance. And of course, unfortunate the situation that happened with the tag belts. But I mean, hey, this was a fun match, and I had a good time watching it. And every last part about it, I don't have a bad thing to say. It might have been a bit, I guess close to what you would have at a regular show, but it was more than that. There was so many cool spots. Like, I don't know. I liked it a bit better than you guys did. I'm gonna give it a good, you know what I'm saying? I guess I'm at where Hazel's at because he also gave it a good. But when it comes to my actual critique of the match, it was fun and I liked it. And I stand by it.
WWE being any more racist, just not even like any of these fucking Joshi girls win. When the fuck is Asuka gonna win a WrestleMania? Like, what the fuck?
I'm leaving that shit alone.
Go ahead.
We know where we at.
Bullshit. Yo, Sami Zayn versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. This match was 15 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's ramble on.
Hey. We went back up on this one. Chris said every member of Damage Control lost. Weren't they all in the same match? Bailey ain't in there no more. But yeah. Best match.
Well, Io wasn't there. Io. Oh, yeah. Io did lose. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. She was facing.
Oh, yeah, true. That was the other member, Io.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sami and Gunther, best match on the show. Maybe best match out of all 2 nights. In this WWE landscape of homogenized McDonald's pro wrestling, this felt like fucking graps, like in-ring storytelling rooted in emotion but even I'll give WWE the credit on this actually, because even the way they built to it with Sammy's entrance, he's walking through the back and he sees all the people. It's sort of like walking along the path to the edge of your story. Like shit, if you wouldn't have had all the Cody stuff going on, this could have been about Sammy finishing the story. That's how it was sold to me. That's how it looked to me. Then he sees Kev right before he goes out. They hug, get the big pop, and Sammy comes out and generational babyface that Sami Zayn. Like, if I can say anything about WWE positive, it's that they finally fucking got it with him, and I'm gonna talk about Bayley the next night. Like, they finally fucking realized what the fuck are we doing with these people as heels? Like, there are a few people in pro wrestling that can grab emotion out of a crowd like Sami Zayn can. Like, he's special in that regard. And Gunther is obviously a generational pro wrestler in his own right. Like, either babyface or heel, but obviously as just an imposing force, the perfect guy to put against Sammy. And this all worked out perfectly. Like the climax, of course, you go back and watch it on the stream. When Sammy's got him up on the top, I'm like, you're not gonna hit a brain buster though. And then he hits a brain buster.
Brain buster!
Fully marked the fuck out for that. That was incredible. So as of course we know, as a send up to the late great El Generico. And yeah, Sammy was the guy. He ended the legendary reign of Gunther. Perfect, picture perfect storybook type ending for it. I'm gonna give this a bars.
666 days.
El
You may
Diablo,
think of it
literally.
as a satanic number. You may think of it as the mark of the devil. I think of it as like my favorite number of all time.
The number
That is the number of days that Gunther has held.
Wait, Hazel, you know what I think?
Intercontinental Championship.
You know what I think about that number?
What?
It's just my name 3 times.
Yeah, basically. But yes, the longest reign in the modern era of the WWE. This man for 2 years has built that Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship back to prestige. It got built back to the title that everybody wants to fight for if they can't go fight for the world title. Y'all want to be the workhorse? Y'all want to be the guy that wants to be number one? The minute you leave the number 2 spot holding on to that belt, well, here it is. Gunther has been number 2 for 2.5 fucking years. Technically, I like to call him number 1 because Seth Rollins is a bitch and he wasn't a real champion. Dang. So fuck him.
That's true though.
Again, you may have shown up every week holding on to a big gold belt that was just presented to you, but you were not a champion. You were a joke. Gunther had more value and more prestige than you could have in your entire pinky or your dick. Gunther has stabilized the Intercontinental Championship back to what it used to be. And I can honestly say, look, this was Sammy's time. This was Sammy's moment, but this was not his story. This was absolutely not his story. When me and Six saw the gauntlet match and we saw Chad Gable putting his fucking heart out, thinking this was the man that was going to go to WrestleMania and finally defeat Gunther again, finally get another shot at the belt, and they turned around, gave it to Zayn. I wasn't mad, but I was shocked because I'm like, so what are we doing with Gable? And then we find out training montage, and then getting the truth out of Sammy. I'm scared. I'm like, nigga, everybody's scared. It's fucking Gunther.
Yeah.
You can talk all that shit you want. It's Gunther. You're gonna shit your pants. You're gonna piss yourself. You're gonna be scared mentally. You're gonna be embarrassed to wrestle that man in front of your family. But now one brain buster to the turnbuckle. Hula kick. 1, 2. Why did they pull the trigger that quickly? I could have been really upset with this. I could have been really upset. Mind you, we all went for Gunther. Twin was the only one that went for Sami Zayn here. So he's the only one that believed.
Oh yeah, I went for Gunther. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
him.
we all went for Gunther.
Yeah.
Twin was the only one that went for Sami Zayn to win.
Man. Good shit.
He believed more than we did.
He said, "I believe in a thing called love."
And you know what?
What the fuck?
I was expecting maybe Chad Gable to fuck over the moment and ruin it, or maybe do the brash heel thing, and that was throwing the towel for Sammy. And none of that happened. No interference from Imperium. I'm like, holy shit, we're actually getting an actual straight wrestling match. Gunther once again gets another fucking go. I don't understand why we don't have him go. Maybe we might have him going after Cody Rhodes next. I just have to watch and see what happens. He wasn't on Raw on Monday, so we don't know. But right now, he gets a fucking go because this match was fucking great. And I kind of cried a bit.
Awesome intro. I was a little upset that Gunther, they can't give him his theme song back because Mercedes Moné took it. But the whole situation with Sami Zayn. Wow. Saw his child and his baby moms right outside first, take him to the room. I don't want him to see this shit, which made me think, oh fuck, he's gonna lose. But at the same time, I was going for him to lose. So it was like, all right, whatever. Then he sees Kevin Steen, and that's when I said, this boy's leaving out here with this championship. Fuck. And I couldn't change it at that point. You know what I'm saying? Show's going, match started, but I knew at that point that he was going to win. Match of the night to me. I feel like this shit cooked like no other match in the entire night. I feel like this match made me feel like no other match in the entire night. I feel like I was fighting there with Sammy the whole match. Him bringing out that top rope brain buster was sick. Him, everything, that haluva kick. You want to know my only thing that I'm going to sit here and say, fuck that shit. Fuck the commentary during this match.
Oh, commentary sucked all night.
Yeah,
commentary was so hokey. So fucking hokey. Down to the, do you believe in miracles? What the fuck was that line, Michael Cole? You've come up with so many.
The audio was bad throughout that entire show for the commentary.
He could have really come up with a line. You know what I'm saying? He could have brought up his PWG days. He could have used something that alluded to his Syrian heritage. He could have. There's so many things he could have done. And do you believe in miracles? Felt like a fart in church, and then it was it.
That was the whole match, though. They were like, it's like I said in mine, like Sammy and Gunther are doing real emotional graps, like real pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the commentary is trying to sell it in this, homogenized WWE fashion. Yeah. He's the underdog. Do you believe in miracles?
Corny shit. You don't have to say he's the underdog. You express things that express that he's the underdog.
They only know how to speak in fucking sound bites, bro.
He's fighting. He's doing everything he can. He's giving it all he's got. You know what I'm saying? He's having that moment of clarity. There goes his epiphany. It's time for him to overcome. There's ways where you can go around, and they did none of that shit. They did none of that shit. Only on Max. Shout out to Only on Max. Yo.
Only on Max.
Yo.
But yeah, man, this could have been, when it comes to commentary, this could have been everything. This could have been a moment. And unfortunately, the only people who made it feel like a moment were those two men in that ring. They left it all on the table. They did everything they possibly could to make you believe. And for that, I'm going to give them a 4. I'm gonna give him a straight up bars.
All right, the main event for night one.
Wait.
Now we got to
Great. Where did the great one go?
I don't know. So now we got to rapid fire this shit. It's about to be one.
Got you. Where's the great one?
Final match, and then we got night two.
Naito! The Rock. Where is the great one?
But yeah, guys, I will not be live this whole week. I will be back for the 420 edition of Collision following AEW Dynasty on the 21st. I need a break. I need some sleep. And I think after this, I'm going to be taking a short dirt nap.
Yep. On the other hand, TJ and I will be doing Ring of Honor. Instead of doing both shows, we'll just do Ring of Honor for y'all. We'll show y'all some love. As soon as TJ get home, we'll just start that. And of course, you can catch us on Dave's channel if he decides to do it this week. I don't know if he's busy, but anyways, you could probably catch TJ and I on Dave's channel for Dynamite, and of course that show that you've been waiting on.
Yes, this is Rampage, baby.
All right, well, let's get to the main event because we gotta jump straight to night two, and we gotta
rapid fire for night two.
All right, main event: Bloodline, The Rock, Roman Reigns take on Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins in a tag match. Cody won. He'd be free from the bloodline. If he or Seth loses, it would be bloodline rules. The match was the longest match throughout the entire weekend, 44 minutes and 35 seconds. Let's ramble on, guys.
So the latter 20 or so minutes of this match were pretty good. I liked The Rock. The Rock had a good performance here. I think that was the big question. What could The Rock do? You know, he hasn't wrestled in 10 years, pretty much. So what could he do at this point in his career? And I think he showed up pretty good. Like, he's The Rock, so he's probably the most charismatic wrestler that's ever lived. So
it's hard to not make him work.
Yeah, like if there's any wrestler that could ride the wave of just their pure charisma, it's the fucking Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah, so he was fine in that regard. Like, him fucking telling the ref, "I'll fire you if you fucking count." Like, all that shit. That shit was great. Like, him just the final boss. He's The Rock. So he definitely showed up in that regard. And then of course, you know, he still bumps. Not as much as he used to, because, you know, obviously he's older and he's way bigger than he used to be, but like, he still bumps his ass off for the baby faces when he needs to. Yep. Like, that shit don't leave you. Like, it's in his blood. It's really in his blood. Like, he knows how to show ass as a heel. He always has. He's always been great at that. Like, so, you know, you got a good Rock performance here. And then obviously, you know, him and Cody, that was the big heat. Like, in terms of the first 20 or so minutes, the only thing I got out of that was Cody and Roman had a stare down. Crowd didn't give a shit. Cody stared down Rock. Crowd went crazy.
Crazy. Yep.
It was like,
crazy to the point where they were crazy to the point where they turned on Cody for a few minutes there.
Yeah. Like, people like it's. I feel like, and if they end up doing that match down the line, there's going to be some crazy reactions.
But look at the build for this match. That's all it was.
Cody.
It was The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock whooped him in the back. The back. You know, whatever. Me being an Attitude Era head, I thought he was gonna throw him off that bitch. But
I did too when I watched it. I did too.
I said it out loud.
Yeah, Rock has been involved in those type of segments, so I thought that. But yeah, latter 20 minutes of this match, pretty good. No reason for it to go 40 minutes. No reason at all. They didn't do shit in the first 20 minutes. You could have cut that whole thing out. They were just biding time, building up, but biding time. So yeah, that's my issue with it. This match is a 20-minute match. It's a pretty fucking great one. But since it's 40 minutes, I'll just give it a good.
TJ, what did I say even on the night of?
What did you say?
Should have been 25 minutes max.
Yes.
So this was a prime example of WWE chanting, "We make movies," because this whole thing was basically cinematic from the entrances. The Rock's entrance was just straight up like
He's stepping on my dick here. You see him?
did a lot. It did a whole lot for that bullshit, bro. Romans was too much.
I thought you froze for a
Cody's
second. My bad.
Steph's was too much. Steph's night one outfit was too fucking much. He had a blue walk on the side of his fucking face. Someone call 911. Okay.
Chill.
The match was too cinematic. The whole my nigga, they was just doing nothing but fucking gaga, and that was this whole fucking match. This and the main event for night 2 when we get to it later. This was just the start of the gaga. You know, they want The Rock to bring out the hits. He brought out the hits. He, started beating people, started doing spine busters, started doing rock bottoms. He even started taking bumps. Dude, he took a table bump. That's a rarity. Like, oh my God, we got to protect The Rock because movies, because if he gets injured, oh fuck, how bad is it going to be if we lose millions of dollars that Rock can't film for like, a year? Oh shit. So, but this man was out here taking bumps, taking table bumps and all that shit. And I think, like, okay, that's the one thing I can respect out of The Rock is that he still remembers all this shit and he's still willing to make the other people look good. Seth didn't look good here, though. He looked like a bitch. And, Roman looking dominant until, the miscommunication. I still love The Rock selling. After that spear, it's like he looked like a giant baby, just selling that spear like crazy, like he's wailing, crying like a. And it was so fun because that's a meme right there. They just got a meme moment out of WrestleMania. The Rock wailing after a spear, so it's funny. My whole thing was, why didn't Roman finish the job? Why did it have to be The Rock? And when they had The Rock do it, I'm like, okay, that felt pretty off, but now I get it. Because after what I just saw Monday, now they're teasing that they're going to have Rock versus Cody at Mania 41. So, yeah, too fucking long, bro. Way too fucking long. I should have. There was no need for all that, and I get it. Rock final boss. You don't want this shit to end in a fucking disqualification or ref counting the 5 or counting you guys out. Why don't you just make this bloodline rules then? Why just have a regular tag match? If y'all knew y'all were gonna do all this crazy shit on the outside into the stage. I don't know, bro. It's a good though, because it was still pretty fun to watch Cody lose again and have the same exact moment of him sitting in the middle of the ring like, damn, I might have fucked up and might not win this shit. But now it's time to go to night 2.
I didn't say a damn thing.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. My fault.
This man talking about rapid fire. He's the one talking all the shit.
I was trying to move.
I got you. Here's how this went, man. This match made me realize that pro wrestling has a boner for the Terminator. Kenny Omega, big boner. Triple H, big ass boner. The Rock, his entire entrance with the Brahma Bull, then the red eyes light up, and then the video game sounds, the and then all that stuff. I love all that shit. Give me all that shit. Fucking Cody coming out with the Homelander gear and the Seth logo on the boots and on the back. Cool as fuck. Seth's entrance looking like a big fucking vagina. He all that shit. The fucking everything about their entrances. Everything. Roman's entrance being 5 minutes long. Everything. All of that shit was cool. Now here's where they lost me, because bro, 25 minutes is all this match needed. 25 minutes is all it needed, and we would have been in, out, and done. Then we would have been on to Collision and had a great fucking night and called it a day. But no, they want to go so long that I'm like, guys, y'all go ahead and do Collision. I'm gonna watch, eating my food and watch, and you know what I'm saying. I'm taking a break because this shit, they drained the shit out of me with that shit. And again, cool match when it came down to it. The Rock did so much character work while he was in this match. He really made you feel, really made you believe that he is this final boss. This is a whole new side of The Rock to me. Like, yeah, he's being heel Rock, but there was way more to it. It's like he's almost Vince McMahon if Vince McMahon could actually be the size and power of The Rock. On top of that, the Hollywood influence. Fucking slapping his arm with the belt, yelling at his mom, "This is gonna happen to your son, fuck your," all that shit. Fuck that, fuck you, come here. Like directing traffic with Roman and everybody. All of that shit was cool. All of that shit was cool. But it was too long of a match. I'm still gonna give this the highest of goods. I'm gonna give this a 3.9, just because of the fact that what we did get from the match that was, palatable was fucking great.
Night takes place. We open up night 2 with Seth Rollins defending World Heavyweight Championship, the Hair Nigga Damn Belt, against Drew McIntyre. This match was 10 minutes and 30 seconds, followed by Damian Priest winning the title from Drew. That was 9 seconds. And let's ramble on, guys. We got to rapid fire most of these.
Yeah, Seth is working with an injury, so they were limited in what they could do. So with that, they basically just they went to the finish of like a 20-minute match. They went to the finishing sequence of like a 20-minute match right off rip. Like they just hit the heat, started busting out finishers, and then Seth had his hope spots. Drew eked out the win. Boom, there you go. And I thought it worked, actually. Especially in the opening spot. Like, that's a good, like, if you're going to do that, the opening is probably a good place to put it in. Drew gets the win, celebrates with his fine ass girlfriend. God damn, Drew, respect. No disrespect, my man.
Fact, she was fire.
I was looking at her the whole time, like, God damn, who's that? Then he went over and kissed her. I was like, oh, all right, Playboy, all right.
I didn't know that was a girl at first until
I didn't know either. I was just like, yo, she is fine as hell. And then he went over and kissed her. I was like, oh,
yeah, I was like, damn, you got it, bro.
Yeah, you got it. So then, obviously afterward, the story on Drew's end was he kept looking over at Punk because Punk was on commentary. So he would look at Punk, talk shit to Punk, and then that ended up biting him in the end because he won the match, he won the title, but then talked too much shit to Punk, got fucked over. Priest cashed in. Boom. I give it a goods, high goods, in fact, high goods. I liked it.
Entrances are cool. Seth's entrance looked goofy as hell. He looked stupid as hell. And I'm glad that he looked I'm glad he looked even more stupid when he had to look at the lights. Bro, I'm not trying to watch a wrestling match where you're just spamming the triangle button. Like, that's embarrassing. I get they get injured, and I get you got your ass whipped last night, but yo, bro, act like a champion. You didn't act like one here. You acted like a fucking clown. And this is the reason why you lost, and this is the reason why you need to go home, go away, don't come back for like a good period of time, and then maybe I'll like you again. And then Drew wins the belt. And then Drew just crawls to the table very slow, like he's about to have, sexual relations with someone. He tells Punk to suck it, and Punk is like, all right, fuck it, my arm is actually clear, but the doctors don't want me to do anything, so I'm just going to trip you over and then hit you with my fucking metal sling. And then there's Priest. He runs down and cashes in, wins the belt. And I'm like, thank you, Paul. You broke a world record. 50 years since Pedro Morales was the second WWF champion. We have a world heavyweight champion in Damian Priest, Punishment Martinez. Felicidades, campeón. He truthfully deserved it. This was not a heist of the century, but for the second time, we got to cash in at WrestleMania. Now we got to get the woman to do it. I'm gonna get the whole thing of bars because the match overall with Seth and Drew was good, but the cash in is what made it better because we all needed moments like this, and finally. It's long overdue. It's long overdue. Maybe it just takes back all the bullshit that we said about night one.
I mean, I still enjoy this one.
Yep. I want to give a shout out to the War and Treaty. I had no idea who they were, and they came out here and sang. They sang that bill. They sang it. Fuck Meek Mill. They sang that bill. Did they not sing that shit, TJ? Did they not sing that shit?
They were singing out there. They were singing.
They were definitely singing. And then the McMahon opened up night 2. Dun, dun, dun. No, it was actually Steph, so it was pretty cool to see her.
I had no beef with that because TJ hates the damn song any kind of way you switch it up. I just like the fact that they changed it a little, and I was like, oh yes, they changed it a bit. Fuck yeah. Fucking hate the original one. So I hate that version so much that I was like, well, at least they did something to it, and I'm not as mad at it.
Horrible.
With that being said, on to the match. Drew came flying out the gate. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. You are a hurt fucking doggy. I'm gonna make sure you stay hurt, and I take you down, and you stay the fuck down. And he absolutely went for it and did that shit. He destroyed Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins looked like a bitch by the end of this match. Understandable. The guy was injured. It's time for him to go away and take time off and have a good, you know what I'm saying? And he had the whole fucking parade of motherfuckers come out with him, all dressed as weird as he was. Because, yeah, it was a quick little ditty, right? What I really enjoyed was all the shit that happened after, man. That shit was so fucking cool, man. I was a bit upset. But only because of the fact that I wanted what I wanted, which is I wanted Priest to cash in on Cody. Fuck him. But understandable. They got to do what they got to do in order to, build things properly and go forth and so on. With that being said, I was glad that it happened here. A fellow New Yorker. A man that's from here. You feel me? Also, by the way, fuck Drew, because I'm really still feeling like disrespected that he used the Roddy Piper theme.
That was crazy. Why did you do that?
Huh?
Why did you do that?
Yeah, I was like, the fuck was that all about? Anyways, back to that shit was Punk getting up, taking off the brace and catching Drew off guard. Then him smiling like, oh, you done fucked up now. When fucking, I almost called him punishment. When Damian Priest came running at 100 miles per hour, I was like, yeah. Cashed in 1, 2, 3. Fucking so long since we had a Puerto Rican champion. So long since we've had a New York, first ever New Yorican. Born and raised out here, you feel me? To go out there and just do it for the coach. And I respect that. And I got love for him. Judgment Day at the end, celebrating with him, all of that was cool. I'm going to give this match, I mean, it was so quick. It's just a good. It did what it had to do. It was quick. All right, you're muted again, brother.
Pride will be taking on the Final Testament. This was a Philadelphia street fight with Bubba Ray Dudley as the special guest ref. This was 8 minutes and 35 seconds. Let's ramble on, guys.
Another TV match.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the best, most notable thing about it was the table botch.
Yo, that shit was wild. Funny, that shit just fucking fell apart on its own.
Cross broke the table by just laying on it.
Probably a bit of preemptive karma from them deciding, hey, let's have Bubba be the referee, and then let's just have all of these black guys be Devon. Wouldn't that be funny? I don't know, man. Bad.
Oh yeah, this was sponsored by Snoop Dogg's Gin and Juice. They had him on commentary.
Also hella racist.
I mean, when
they at least could play that one off because he was on
when
commentary.
you got the
Yeah,
AOP and Karrion Kross beating up guys with kendo sticks, that is a little uncomfortable to watch, especially when you're shoot hitting them with these kendo sticks. Because these kendo sticks was breaking. Either that or the weaponry was flimsy as fuck throughout Mania. Because that table breaks on its own without even being attempted to be used as a spot. Kross is like, let me just lay here, like, oh, I fell. So do you. So, I mean, oh my God, it was still fun. It was still fun. I mean, they only brought Bully Ray there because EC-Dub, and Gray LaGreca is a fucking Cody mark because he cries for that man in his sleep. I want Cody to win the belt. Maybe you should, get a girlfriend and cry over that instead of a grown ass man. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a. It was TV. I mean, I would have been okay with just 5 matches on Mania at this point.
Rolling down the street, smoking in out, sipping on gin and juice, laid back with my mind on my money and my money on my mind. I'm doing what WWE is doing. You know what that is, TJ?
What?
Padding.
Oh, yes.
This entire match was padding. It was what it was. The entrances weren't even special. It was regular shit. I expected something cool. I mean, it was a match. It was fun. It wasn't special. It was a TV match. They added Bubba to it. Bubba didn't add anything to the match other than telling people to go get the tables, which is that one nostalgia pop for the ECW guys because we were in Philly. How many times are we going to remind you that we were in Philly and that we're just trying to pad this shit out? I did not give a fuck about this. I kind of found it cool that they did the whole Nation of Domination thing, but
yeah.
I mean, what that y'all said. Do I need to say it was what it was? I'm gonna give it a good, low good. Nah, yeah, it's such a low good that it's damn near high bad. Because it was padding, bro. It was what it was. Yeah. But I didn't hate it. I'm not gonna sit here and say I hated it because there was fun in it. It was there.
It is time to cross the line. First time ever, 2 TNA wrestlers face off the WWE ring at the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania. AJ Styles goes one-on-one with LA Knight.
Yeah.
Was 12 minutes and 25 seconds. Sponsored by Slim Jim, and they gave an old lady a Slim Jim car.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you.
I hope that that's just a wrap and they can take it off if she requests so. Because what the fuck is she gonna do with that?
With a Slim Jim, right?
I don't know.
Well, I guess it's a conversation starter. But
TJ is padding.
No. This match, LA Knight AJ Styles, another TV match. It was an Impact match. It was an Impact main event. It was a good Impact main event though. Like I liked it. Solidly worked match. Like everyone was saying going in, this is going to be the pros match because AJ and LA Knight are 2 veterans of the business, both been around almost 20 fucking years. AJ has been around 20 years. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you knew what this was going to be. You knew they weren't going to fuck nothing up. They were going to have good pace and they were going to have good everything. Like they were going to bang out a solid match because they're pros like that. And that's exactly what it was. So I give it a solid good.
Yo, AJ theme though.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
I didn't even talk about that shit because I don't want to. I'm gonna get mad.
What the fuck was that though? Like seriously, that shit was atrocious. It's the worst shit ever. Yo, this was a TNA match. They definitely crossed the line here, and it was fun to have it at WrestleMania. And it was good that we got to see AJ back at WrestleMania since we didn't get to see him last year due to his injury. It was a bit of a bummer. I'm digging the heel turn, but the fucking theme song is killing me inside that I have to hear it every now and then it's just gonna make me blow my brain out. So hopefully when AJ comes out, I'll just ignore the fucking theme song, or I'll just put the TV on mute. I still believe that we're gonna keep running this shit back because it's not over. I feel like AJ will be getting his win back in France, and they're probably gonna end it at SummerSlam. I think this is when the Good Brothers will make the return, and AJ will start making the OC or the club as serious as it could be, since the bloodline is apparently going to be breaking up, leaving, since Roman's gone. The Rock's gonna be gone. What are we gonna do with Jimmy? The fuck we gonna do with Solo? At this point, we didn't even see Jacob Fatu on Monday. So what we doing with that? Yeah, I'm hoping that there's more between these two guys because I love AJ's athleticism. I love his ring work, and I love LA Knight's fucking promo work and how he tells the story in the ring. I'm gonna give this match a 3.5. Because this was a fight. They just got straight to it. It wasn't no flashy shit. And I think that was like the one thing that gave the match a higher grade. Is like, let's just get straight to this. We're not going to be doing, and no, Samantha, shut up. Let's fight.
I took a lot of my talking points. Grandma was happy to win that little car. She was having a nice little conversation with LA Knight, and he was happy to give her that. AJ song sucked. Yeah, I got something you guys didn't mention. Remember the Long Boy section? Where they had guys eating Slim Jim in the Long Boy section. There was a guy doing a
that was crazy.
gesture. He was doing a suggestive gesture with one of the Long Boys. Anybody else see that shit? For the sake of redundancy, the match was decent. Nothing too out of craziness. I like the fact that LA Knight's boots resemble Jordan's.
Those are cool.
They said everything else. I give this a good, solid good. It was a good match. I feel like it's leading to another cool match down the line that's gonna be a lot better and better paced. But this was just kind of like, okay, SmackDown match.
Triple threat match for the United States Championship. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens go after Logan Paul, who has the belt, who's being accompanied by another Prime Bottle mascot, which is basically a kid on all sorts of high-end drugs like speed, 8-ball, fucking MDMA, ecstasy, bullshit. I show speed. That fucking kid, that hyperactive little
damn son, you ain't got to be on all that shit,
bro. He's on all that, son. He's always hyped. He's always aggressive, always angry. Have you seen this shit?
Yeah, I have.
But persona, just being a maniac.
That dude is he's a lunatic. Yo, this match was 17 minutes and 40 seconds. Let's ramble on.
Yeah, I thought this was cool. Like, they've developed a Logan Paul formula for his matches, which is just go out there and do moves. Like,
do cool shit.
Yeah, I've said it before. Logan Paul's a spot monkey. And it's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I say that as a compliment. Like, he just gets in the ring and does cool moves that he's seen people do. Like, oh, hey, the go to sleep looks cool. I'll do that. I'll do the buckshot lariat. I'll just do whatever. I'll do whatever move looks cool. Which is like, I feel like that's what most kids would do if we were wrestlers. I feel like that's what I was.
Yeah,
that's the type of time I was on when I was a kid. I just want to do cool moves. So I don't mind it at all. And then obviously last year you had KSI. This year you have Speed. Just get Kai Cenat in there one day. You gotta get Kai in there now. But yeah, just obviously if you're not tapped in with this generation of content creators and streamers and all that, this probably doesn't mean anything to you. You're probably confused, but like for the target audience, it makes complete sense.
Yes.
It was a fun situation. Like, because of Speed's personality or his persona, whatever, he fits in pro wrestling because he's a maniac. So him barking in Randy Orton's face is not out of place at all. Randy Orton just barked right back at him and RKO'd him, so it was good.
beat his
I'm
ass.
gonna give this a good. I went back and watched a little bit of this, and I liked it more on second watch. It was good. I give it a good. You muted.
You
Hazel.
muted again.
This match was sponsored by Prime because Prime.
Yeah.
Because that shit was all over the place. In the center of the ring, turnbuckles. They even had like a fucking Prime cart with big drink, all the drinks, and all that dumb shit. Yeah, Logan Paul coming out in a truck and shooting, Prime out of a truck.
Sus.
And he was shooting blanks at his girlfriend's face. I could honestly say that yeah, he's a genuine fucking spot monkey as it is. And I think that's all he's just gonna be labeled as for a pro wrestler, because he does all the springboard stuff, he does all the flippy shit. You will never see a guy like Logan Paul take 2 minutes out of his wrestling to do a side headlock takedown. You will never see him do any of that shit. He's there to keep the crowd hype. He's there to elevate the matches by doing all of the high spots that he knows that he feels comfortable doing. KO and Randy, like, one thing about this triple threat match, this was basically the same as last year's Intercontinental Championship without, all the big beefy men, European people slapping me. This was, okay, you and I are best friends. Let's go after the guy that everyone hates that we hate. So let's jump this guy. We're gonna jump him. So we're jumping him, and then oh, you want the win? You want the win? You want the win? No, now we're gonna fight. And all that led to, that bullshit with iSombie, and cool. And it was fun. I like that Logan Paul sneaked the victory. I kind of wanted KO to win since Sammy won. And they did the same shit with Sam. They did the same shit with KO with Sammy waiting there and Gorilla, like, you got this. It's your night. And I'm like, yeah, he's going to win now. He's going to win. And they didn't do it.
I'm okay with that, though, because then if they do something with that brand split again and they actually put KO back over there or put KO with Sammy, there's some fun to be had.
I feel like you bring up this brand split like it really matters.
Well, you got to think about it this way. There's a lot of guys who they don't put together because of the brand split. So it'd be fun to actually have them be together, and being that Sammy won, KO didn't, they could do some bitter rivalry bullshit again and bring the rivalry that I love so much back. I don't care. They can do Sammy versus KO to the day I die, and I'd fucking love it.
Logan Paul did say to Triple H that he does want to be on Raw since they're gonna go to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this will probably be the perfect move. But no, I'm gonna give the match. It gets a 3.5. It was very fun, very enjoyable. I loved KO's entrance, the ECW stuff, and I loved it in his gear. Last year he did the PWG stuff. This year was ECW because Philly.
Twisted Metal Black, anybody?
Shit.
Oh yeah, with carts and stuff.
Being that Logan Paul came out with the tank, what did Kevin Owens do? He had like a whole weird little rigged up vehicle, and he got Randy on it. He went right back up the ramp and said, get on this shit. And Randy got on that bitch and said, wee, all the way down, which had me crying. Fucking the fact that they're boys the whole match and just having fun with Logan Paul, and having to have, Logan Paul just being like, well, y'all too busy paying attention to each other and dick riding each other, so I'm going to find a way to eke out a win. iSombie, whatever. That was funny. That's for the kids. I hope they like that. I'm pretty sure my nephew laughed.
That nigga ain't for the kids.
That's for the, man. What are you talking about? That's what they watch. Like it or not. That's what the fuck these kids are out here watching. Stupid shit like iSombie. At the end of the day, the coolest thing about that match was, to me, the ending. The way that Logan did that swanton into a frog splash, to me, was fucking crazy, man. How you just jump up, frog splash, bah! That shit was nuts. I'm gonna give this match a 3.
Bayley goes one-on-one with Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. This was 14 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's ramble on.
Easily the best match on the second night of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. like I said with Sammy and Gunther, I'm gonna have a lot of the same, sorts of feelings about babyface work. Bailey was tremendous. Like, obviously, the crowd was with her 100% of the way, as they usually always are. But like her selling her leg in this match, I thought like probably gonna go under the radar a little bit. But like little things she did, like the way she would limp off of certain moves, the way she would do moves differently to avoid taking the full impact on that leg at times. Like she really did a great job of building up that babyface sympathy and telling a clear and defined story of what was going on. She has a target. Io's attacking it. Um, and obviously, Io was on her game. Like her counters, her reversals, smooth as hell. She's always been one of the best fucking workers in this company, male or female, and she showed that again in this match. Yeah, like again, not as much of a waste as Sammy, I guess, because Bailey actually did end up being a successful heel.
Yes.
But she's get the fuck out of here, man. Money is a babyface. Money. That girl is a babyface. So I'm glad they turned the tide and went back in that direction, and she got to show it off. And bars.
The story was in the return. It was definitely in the return when that SummerSlam happened. Becky wins the belt. Here comes Bailey. Here comes Io. Here comes Dakota. And they become this big super faction. Bailey's just been doing the leadership for a while, running things and everything else, I think Bailey knew it was a long time coming before either she turned on the group or the group would turn on her. And I think it all started when, Royal Rumble came. She became the winner. And, the truth just started coming out that this is a plan that was supposed to be happening a while back, but they just kept her around just so they could put her in line. But now that she won the Rumble, it's like, oh, we got to put this plan into place. Dakota wasn't there. So, following week, oh, I'm best friends with you. Stike, I've been playing you this whole time. It made Bailey look weak, but going forward, the build to this match, I like the promos and all this other stuff and everything that Bailey had to, deal with in Damage Control. It was now finally time for them to pull the trigger. Io had a really good women's title run. She really did. But I feel like they didn't have a lot of opponents for her to face, and they were just saving the title reign for when it was time for Bailey to get her shot. It's good storytelling while it was, because now what are we going to be doing going forward? What's next for Bailey? Are we going to run this back, or are we going to get some new women going forward for Bailey? Are we going to get new challenges? Are we going to get her versus Bianca again? Are we going to have her versus Naomi? Are we going to push Jay to the moon and give her the title shot just to put her on TV more? She had a match on Raw against Chelsea Green. So I'm hoping, there's progress going forward, because there's a lot of money with Bailey as a babyface. Even as a champion, there's a lot of money in that. And what you just saw in this match was proof that there's still a lot of shine left in Bailey that we could still use, because she is a great babyface wrestler, and this match showed it absolutely. I'm giving this match a 4.5. This was a good match. This was a very good match.
TJ, know where I'm going with this?
Best theme in the company.
Best theme in the fucking company. Entrance, nothing special. She came out with her squad. They had the cool video. That video was awesome. That video was great. Where they just had her with that cool coat and she's turning around and all the lighting and cool. But Bailey, hey Bailey, I wanna know, would you be my girl? I was hoping for Paramore. but I understand due to the circumstances of them being on a break, she could have used the Paramore song, but they weren't gonna, you know what I'm saying? And then I guess Triple H was probably like, yeah, what the
I
fuck is
can
the
do
point
it
if they
for
can't
the
even
video
perform?
package.
Yeah.
Here, have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I expected it for that, but it is what it is. Ultimately, what she ended up coming down with, the whole fucking dark magician, Egyptian goddess motif, wearing my power colors, blue and gold. Anybody who knows me, if I'm ever wearing blue and gold, I'm going to be on my absolute worst behavior. Because those are my power colors. I'm coming out swinging and talking shit and do whatever the fuck I want. So yeah, man, the entrances, you know, nothing special for EO, but it was still pretty cool. And then Bailey just had everything. She had all the guys dressed up as jackals holding her up. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was awesome. This match, I'm gonna go with you guys on this match of the night, man. There was nothing here that even held the candle to this match, bro. This match actually had a lot of good story. You know, Bailey seemed somewhat injured during the match too. So there was a point where I was like, fuck, she's gonna lose. Fuck. And lo and behold, another dream come true. It was Bailey's night. She won the big one at WrestleMania. God bless her. Bars. High bars.
We now get to the main event. Bloodline rules for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Part 2. 33 minutes, 25 seconds. Let's bring this one home.
If last year's match would have had this finish, it'd be one of the best Mania main events ever. It really would be. Last year's match was so much better than this. I will say though, there were some good spots in this match. Like I really did enjoy Roman hitting the crossroads, Cody kicking out, and then Roman looking over at Paul like, "This move sucks."
Not for nothing, it sucks for Cody too.
It does. You need to do it 3 times the way.
Yeah. It doesn't even work for him. He needs a new move.
Yeah, so
Tiger
Roman
Driver 98.
Fucking sucks. That was great. Like
yeah.
Roman being a fucking like when Roman gets to be a dickhead, it was fun. But other than that, like the first 20 or so minutes of this match have a similar problem to the first night. Only it might be a lot worse in that everyone is waiting for the run-ins to start.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
We know you're not pinning them off a spear or a crossroads or whatever. Get to the run-ins. So they get to the run-ins. Everybody comes out. Solo, Jay, Jimmy,
Go, Camarado.
Seth comes out. Just, man, I had this whole thing in my mind about Seth and how I hope he's getting the fucking best paycheck of his life because how could you fucking get geeked out like this?
And three appearances, bro. They paying that motherfucker. They paying.
Yeah, like, but you know, he comes out in Shield. Roman takes him out immediately.
Hold on.
Yes.
Immediately.
So I was dying like Seth, you dork. But then it factors into the finish because Roman he takes the opportunity to hit Seth instead of hitting Cody, and that's how it factors in. So
full circle.
It worked out in the end. And Cody gets the win. Finish was great. Like just what I said with Seth playing his part. The finish was great. All the baby faces come out. They're celebrating with the guy, and then Cody kills all the vibes by bringing out Bruce Pritchard and Triple H.
Yep.
I'll ignore that part because I never expected much about this company to change anyway, so I can't even be mad about that. But everything before that, I will praise. I will say was a good culmination to the story. And if you were invested in the story, you probably got everything you wanted out of this. So, a goods.
Okay, so last year we did this recap.
Yeah.
And just like I said, there were some technicalities though. I did say he was gonna go in the Rumble. He was gonna win. I said he was going to go in at number 1. He came in at number 15. He still won. I said we were going to get him and Roman part 2. This man was finally going to finish the story. He had to go through a bunch of proverbial hoops with the Rock showing up. I watched this man lose in the center of that ring last year. For him to show up on Monday Night Raw and be like, rematch. For him to be like, I'm going to team up with Brock. For Brock to fuck you over. For you to have 3 matches with Brock. For you to have this stupid, goofy run with the Judgment Day. For you to have this stupid, goofy, undisputed tag team title run. Just for you to go on a press conference and be like, do you feel him, sir? Because you 2 dumb, inebriated fucks were too drunk enough to actually fucking be at a press conference. I watched his whole fucking thing with Nakamura. I watched him go to war just for CM Punk to overshadow his War Games victory. I've seen everything that this goofball had to go through throughout that whole entire year just for him to finally finish this goddamn story.
Yo, by the way, shout out to a friend of ours by the name of Shady Ref. Y'all know who he is.
Yeah, shout out to Chris.
I'm giving him a shout out because guess who he met at a bar?
He met the world champion. All right.
Shouts out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Continue.
Now, we do all this. We get the fucking entrances and all that shit. Oh my god. I mean, are we the stupid ones? Because I didn't really see him finish the story on his own. You had a bunch of niggas come and help you. Like, bro. Like, yo, okay, hold on. First of all, the match is getting a who booked the shit. I don't give a fuck. Getting who booked the shit. You did too much. Too much gaga. Too much interference. Too much of everything. It should have just, you want to do bloodline rules? Do bloodline rules. But do it with just Cody and Roman alone. We didn't need Cena. We didn't need Taker. We didn't need The Rock. You know, we didn't need the Usos. Nigga, we didn't need anybody's, we didn't need your mom. All right? We didn't need that. There's no point in any of this. I did all of this for nothing. All for Cody to get this big win that felt absolutely flat because he couldn't do it on his own. This is not finishing the story. This is basically, we're still going to put the bookmark on it because Cody needs to finish the story for real, because, guess what? It's going to happen at 41. Cody Rock, they're going to have him hold on to the belt until next year's Mania. And it's going to be him versus The Rock. And that's when Cody can officially say, I finished the story by beating the bloodline and keeping my championship. You fucking idiots, WWE. You just basically added another fucking sequel to this man's story. This is ridiculous. I did not think Cody needed this. And they gave it to him in this type of way. Ooh, Triple H, you booked this shit.
All right, now I'm about to piss on damn near everything Hazel said. First of all, it was Major Glory versus Valhalla. My son Roman had a whole ass choir. They gave him the fucking Japanese gong like they did with Sting. I don't understand what's going with them with the damn gongs. But if y'all want to put a gong, give the nigga a gong. They gave him all the pyro because Roman Reigns. They gave him everything because Roman Reigns. They gave Roman Reigns. And then, of course, we had Major Glory over here with the 2 giant eagles on his shoulder. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? I seen that before. Out here looking like Judge Dredd and shit, fucking all that shit, bro. That shit was cool as hell. I liked all that shit. I loved all the entrances. The entrances were fire. The entrances were cool as fuck. Getting down to the match. Match was too fucking long. Match was too fucking long for me. I'm sorry. We already knew what this was. Here's the thing. I disagree with Hazel when it comes to the whole situation where he didn't win it by himself. Because Roman was not going to play by himself, bro. You saw what happened. Dick Rider #1 pops out. So, of course, Yeet Man came out. And this is where I got mad because they used that crazy-ass table spot off of the top of the fucking stage for that match where they could have used it for their boring-ass match.
They should definitely do that in their match.
Am I wrong? Yeah. All right. They should have wasted that shit on that, right? So, of course, you got that going on. So, Dick Rider #2 got to come out. Here comes Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa comes out, handles the situation. And, he's going in, but he can't get him. He can't get him. They can't beat Cody. They keep trying and trying and trying, but Roman can't beat Cody, even with the help of Solo Sikoa. And Jimmy, who just walked in as well. So 2 motherfuckers couldn't beat this nigga, right? So then, of course, Solo Sikoa is whooping his ass. Somebody got to come get rid of him. And his name is John Cena. Nobody came down. Absolutely nobody came down and beat the absolute shit out of Solo Sikoa, got him the fuck out of there. And then, of course, if you get rid of everyone, who is left? The final boss. The Rock. So he comes out. And then this is where I'm like, they kind of fucked this up, but I understand they didn't want to pay somebody a certain amount. Should have been Austin. Undertaker comes out, and I was like, oh, and it was like a fart in church. I was just like, low key, I'm tired of American Badass Undertaker coming out here. I knew it was gonna be American Badass Undertaker, and not Undertaker, because he retired Undertaker. So now they can only bring back American Badass Undertaker, which is why even TJ on the show was like, he wearing a hoodie and a hat. He ain't even come out here and dress. He ain't wearing a fucking hat, bro. He wearing a Scully. That shit was funny to me too when TJ said that shit. I was cracking the fuck up.
Yeah, because they did the gong and
yeah. You would think, right? And nope, it's fucking you done it now. Old dad Undertaker.
Play that.
It was bad.
They should have played that. They should have played You Done It Now.
I don't pop crazy for that.
BSK, let him know. BSK Pride. So he came out and did the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, we knew the shenanigans were coming. They should have just got that out the way earlier, but it is what it is. Then when Seth came out, I'm not going to hold you. I thought Triple H really paid Tony Khan for John Moxley. I really thought for a second, I was like, ain't no way. And this is why Seth ended up looking like a fucking nerd. Because then Seth comes out and everybody was just like dejected.
That was the worst
Why
thing
the fuck?
Which is crazy.
I would have played his regular theme and had him come out regular and do the same shit that they ended up doing anyways.
But no, the
playing
point was
the Shield theme.
That was the point, though. Shield.
I understand the story, but
made him look like a
playing
fool.
the Shield theme just had. I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of them.
There was a lot of people. I didn't personally. I knew it was Seth the whole time, but I know a lot of people thought it was mine.
I knew it was Seth. I wasn't even thinking that.
Even Yoshi was like, "Did they?" And I was like, "Did they?" And we looking at each other like, and it was Seth, and I was like, "Fuck."
I saw a lot of
funny part of that match that I'm gonna always say that I think was the funniest part of that whole match. Yo, when Cody brought out the table to get the spot out the way, and everybody's like, "Yay!" And TJ's like, "Yeah, they're getting it out the way." Then Roman's heel ass puts it back under the fucking ring. That shit was fucking hilarious, my nigga.
Like,
I will never, in the entirety of my life, I will never, ever, ever, ever forget that spot. That was the spot of the whole night for me. That was the cap of that whole match for me. That shit was fucking hilarious. But with all that being said, then pomp and circumstance, and I kind of was okay with the baby faces coming out and Lex Lugering him up on the shoulders. Here's where they fucked up. I want to thank Paul Levesque. You dick riding maggot. You love the attention. Queens N-words run you. N-words ask Russell Simmons.
Yeah, you can't say the N-word, Cody. I don't care what niggas tell you.
Like, fuck out of here, bro.
You are an absolute dick rider, bro. You're a dick rider, bro. You destroyed his damn throne. In AEW, destroyed his throne. Your theme song is wrestling has more than one royal family. Your entire gimmick is fuck Triple H. Then you're going to dick ride him when you win your belt. Not just him, but the voice of Vince McMahon. The guy that everyone is saying that when it's backstage and you want to know where Vince McMahon's voice is Bruce Pritchard. Vince wasn't there anymore, but Bruce Pritchard was damn sure there. And they had him be the proxy. And Vince is still probably in his ear to this day. To this day. And you had that dick rider come out. And then you had Paul come out. I want to give Paul thanks for having 2 nights of it was a mid WrestleMania compared to like, I guess last year's, but it was still good. It was a good Mania, you know? I mean, I like the ideas for the main events were a lot better here. But then you didn't book around. All the other matches, you didn't give them the same love, I feel like. And I think that's where this Mania fell short. I'm going to give this match low tier bars, high goods. And I'm only giving it that because of all the other stuff surrounding it. I'm glad that this happened because it's done. It's done. We're done with this. Roman is hurt. He's been dealing with his leukemia's flare-ups. So he's got to go home and deal with that. Rock is going to go do a movie. All the fancy people that came in for Mania are gone. Back to business as usual. Let's see what Paul Levesque cooks up. The draft is in 3 weeks. WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
Match of the night, final grade. Let's rapid fire this and then we can get out of here.
I'm going to start it again like I did last time. Match of the night to me was Bayley and Io. It was the match that gave you that love, you know what I'm saying? Same as night one was the same vibe. It was with Gunther and Sammy. You know, the same vibe. The right person won. It was a coronation of somebody who we've been seeing fight and we believe deserves that spot. I ain't got no problem with that match. Everything else was all right.
Final grade?
Final grade, top tier goods. I'm going to give it a 3.9.
Okay.
Just because overall as a show, it did everything that it had to do.
Both matches of the nights will, one will forever be the Intercontinental Championship. That's like the top one. Second one, I will go with Bayley versus Io Sky. That was another one that topped it. I like both shows. Night one was a little mixed. Had a little mixed up because, you had your great 2 openers and then you fell flat in the middle and then try to pick it up and then all that other good shit. Night 2 was better. It was pretty better. I just did not like the main event. I was not a big fan of it. Like, you want to talk about movies? That was a prime example of that shit. Just having all your Avengers show up. I will still give the show overall. It will get a B+ because it proved that change was coming. And I did like the fact that Michael Cole said, I love professional wrestling. I know that sounds pretty hokey, but, it just showed that this is the sign of the times that change is coming within WWE. And I told Six earlier, this is a slow process, but those slow processes are going to be leading to big changes coming up in the near future. And this is a prime example of that change. WrestleMania 40 was a statement. This is the Paul Levesque era. This is now. Vince is gone. Vince is dead. No one mentioning him. That's it. Now Someone else is running the reins. And he did a stellar job on this year's Mania. So it gets a B+.
Yeah, match of the night. Night 1, Gunther, Sammy. Night 2, Bailey, EO. Overall grade for the show, probably C+, B-. I thought it was overall decent, but I guess I feel like the last 2 years of WrestleMania showed me what WWE could, like. It's funny. They did all this, the Vince era is done. The Vince era is done. No more Vince. No more Vince. I ain't gonna lie. Last 2 Vince Manias were better. When it because when it comes to the big pageantry of WWE, I feel like they in the last 2 Manias they just leaned into spectacle, which I feel like is what WWE is best at. And this year, I feel like they went for spectacle, but it didn't connect as well because they're still trying to, I don't know, serve some master. We are a wrestling company, but we're like, this year felt like some sort of weird try to meet in the middle of the Vince ideology and then the more modern fan ideology. But I don't feel like it mixes as well. You either got to go one way or the other. That's how I feel about it. But yeah, it wasn't bad. C+. B-.
All right, well, looks like there's been enough talk here in the Ramblemania show because it's been 3.5 fucking hours. It's time for us
Yo,
to
can
bring
I
it
tell you
home.
something right quick?
Yo,
Devon and Bully Ray got inducted into the ECW Arena Hall of Fame. Devon, where the fuck were you?
probably trying to get them inducted into the ECW Arena Hall of Fame. But TJ, it's time to let all the Ramblemaniacs and BC aliens know where to find us.
You already know where to find us. Find us on Instagram at Ramblemania Show, at Banter Club Podcast.
Oh, wait, we have things here.
Twitter at Ramblemania, Facebook.com/Ramblemania Show. Also find a group there, Ramblemania Show's Banter Club. As far as audio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Overcast, Podass. Podass are found. Search Ramblemania Show or Banter Club. As far as visuals, twitch.tv/Ramblemania Show or on Spotify video or on YouTube, Ramblemania Show or Banter Club. You can like the videos, click subscribe, click the bell. So that when the new content drops, it goes straight to you.
Yeah.
As far as me personally, find me on Instagram at TJ the Great One. That's TJ the GR, the number 8, the number 1. Find me on Twitter at TJ the Great. That's TJ the GR, the number 8. Simple as that.
TJ the Great.
TJ the Great.
You can find me on Instagram at the number 6, the letter X, the letter L. That is that 6XL. You can find me on Twitter at SIIXX. Ain't I great? That is that SIIXX. You're all ready. And you can find us on a little platform they like to call TikTok at Ramblemania Show, where we post funny clips of all the things we do here for all of you.
As always, find me on Instagram at
What was that face, TJ?
IZOMB, I will not be back until the 420th edition of Collision and Dynasty, so I will see you guys in like a week and a half or so. But for TJ the Great, for the Angels of Success,
Wait, you gotta tell them where TJ the Great and I will be this weekend. Well, this week, so they know what we're doing.
They'll be doing Ramble of Honor Thursdays, and yeah, what other good shit.
And we're gonna do
Ramble of Honor. We're gonna do the show you've been waiting on. Collision.
Yeah.
All the
there you go. See us on Dynamite tomorrow.
It's late. But
yeah.
For TJ the Great, for the Angel of Death 6XL, I'm Hazel the iZombie. This has been Supercard of Honor WrestleMania 40 2024 review here on the Ramblemania Show. 8 point of goodies to you all.
I was too ready too. Sweet.
It's now any good fights, any good nights.